We're here again.
Hello.
It's been 1 million years.
A lot happened.
I don't even remember when we streamed part 2. Hold on, I have to actually like literally open my channel. YouTube is saying, what do I have this at? 19th of January. It's been over a month.
Look, a lot of things happened, and we can't blame anyone for anything. It's just how the month of February happened.
People got sick. Puppies got a little sick. I almost got called in for jury duty on the night we were supposed to stream this originally, and then my jury duty got canceled, but then something else came up instead, so I still couldn't do the stream.
That's right.
Otzi and Sarah went on a big trip.
We did?
The lighting in my room is a little unfortunate, because if I look down even a little bit to look at the chat, it makes my eyes close, so I have to kind of like...
Peanut lost an entire major, well, not major, because you can live without it, so I guess it's not that major. But my dog did have to have his entire spleen removed.
Damn.
So
such a
yeah,
fat little piggy.
he's you know, so it goes.
He didn't need it.
He didn't need it, apparently. So it was doing him no good. So we're here now. We're good.
But he's okay.
I'm ready for oh yeah, he's fine now. He's actually more annoying than ever. So, you know, that's great.
That's right.
Yeah. So happy to see him.
He's like, I lost weight.
Starving constantly because he doesn't have an organ next to his stomach to tell him when he's full.
So he's you know,
is
folks,
that what the spleen does?
It's an effect of the spleen. It does other things.
It is like another part of it's part of your liver system, I think.
Yeah,
it, like,
I thought it was like a filtration
blood.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess because it's right next to your stomach, you get full, it pushes against another organ, you're like, oh, I'm full, right?
There's no more room for the stomach to go in.
Now he has extra room.
Now I'm wondering if my darling baby girl Bowie just doesn't have a spleen or something, because she could eat until she pops like a balloon.
You see, folks, we're learning things. We're learning.
Right.
We're learning. We're gaining knowledge.
Does anyone want to volunteer what they remember about the case?
Okay.
Morgan shot a bunch of guys. Morgan did some big murders to get a mask.
Yeah, she got the mask and she shot like 4 people.
Well, she shot 2 of them.
Well, she killed 4 people.
That's right.
Yeah. And she kind of unintentionally and kind of casually rescued Sosuke Ikaria, who then through circumstances, because a toddler hired us. The toddler decided that he needed Morgan to defend his bodyguard, who is the guy that she kind of casually rescued without really thinking about it. And then it turns out that he was arrested for killing those 4 guys and then a cop. And Morgan's like, wait a minute, I didn't kill a cop. I mean, nothing.
And what else? We got a lot of mob family drama.
Yeah.
That's right.
We got visited by several people who spoke in vague terms about us sticking our nose in places it shouldn't belong.
And we encountered 2 guys who had Homestuck reference names.
Yes.
Because sometimes a video game is made by people who are the exact 30-year-old that the streamer is.
Look, it's fine. It's fine. Okay.
Is it Ben?
It's fine.
Look,
the sound of Ben's voice.
If you look, I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you're a trans guy and you decided to call yourself John or Dave, don't worry, I know.
That's right.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I do know.
It was so funny to me when so after the Dungeon Meshi English dub came out, I went to go look up the voice actors because I wasn't really familiar with a lot of them besides not Emily Rudd. What's the name of the girl who plays Nami in One Piece? Is it Emily
That's
Rudd?
Emily Rudd.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
Emily Rudd.
I'm pretty sure.
But like besides Emily Rudd, I wasn't really familiar with any of those other actors, and also ProZD, of course. And it was very funny to look up the voice of Chilchuk, Casey Mongilo, and just see his Twitter of just Carcat cosplay photograph as the like main image, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I got you. You in that gray clown shit. I know,
Yeah.
I know who you are.
I know what you are.
I know what you are.
We're gonna make eye contact, and I'm gonna nod, and then we're not gonna speak about it anymore.
I will say it is the funniest part of the while I'm just warming my voice up over the game. The funniest part of like the English dub for 100 line is like, you know, compared to the Japanese dub, which has a lot of like big name professional voice actors. Most of the people in 100 line dub are like kind of B-list, C-list, kind of like no name, like a couple of credits working in like cartoons and not much else, right? But the funny part
I couldn't tell.
but the funny part of that is that there are a lot of people in that cast, like the voice actor for Hiriko, who are literally like, yeah, I was doing Danganronpa fan dubs back before there was an English release, and now I get to actually do a Kodaka game, so hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Good for you, buddy.
All right, we're gonna continue.
We're about to go into court. I remember that.
Yeah.
And we're in high roller mode.
And we're in high roller mode.
The last thing that I think happened is a beautiful lady came to Morgan's house for reasons that weren't good for Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds awfully familiar. I'm sure that happens all the time.
I know. I think Morgan's problem is that doesn't happen enough.
Oh, and also Sarah has been bartending this entire time.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have to. Oh, there we go.
There it goes.
Like, was it loading? I had to click.
That's fair.
48.
Morgan, please. This is.
Hold still and relax. This'll be over soon.
I thought you were joking about the makeup.
Of course I wasn't joking. A face like yours is invaluable in the courtroom.
And you think covering me in concealer and blush and applying eyeliner to me will help me appeal to what demographic exactly?
You know the names of all this stuff?
I'm a modern man. I know the names of many things, including makeup. Is that your eyebrow gel?
Yes?
It's cakey.
King.
My God.
Do you want to do the rest?
I think some of the jury might find that his wounds make him look rugged.
No, some of the Sarah the android might find that his wounds make him look rugged.
Correct.
And furthermore, from an aesthetic perspective, leaving some of his buttons undone will,
That's my fucking girl.
Excuse me?
You're clearly a very devoted martial artist, Sosuke. You should be proud to display your well-defined collarbones as the fruit of your efforts.
Just hold still.
He's just like me for real.
I've never met a character more like me.
I'm glad that your the inner Fujoshis feel represented by this
That's
darling
right.
robot child.
By this little robot baby.
Appearances matter in the courtroom. 95% of defendants who are ever seen in prison garb at trial are still found guilty.
I don't doubt your tactics work, Morgan.
My tactics included getting your suit pressed. Do you want me to wrinkle it back up?
I just find them unpalatable. Trying to get the jury, the civilians, to pity me is shameful.
You're worried about honor? Really? You're already a cybernetic ninja, Sosuke. Don't be a stereotype.
Don't call other people stereotypes.
He's right, Adonai. And he's more of a cybernetic samurai since he's sworn himself to a wealthy landowning noble.
I'm confused, Sosuke. Is it honorable how your family makes their money? Made their money?
I'm not talking about morality. I'm talking about having principles. Yes, they're subjective, and yes, they can be hypocritical. But the further you stray from the common path, the more you need them. I mean, what about her? What would Sarah be like if she didn't have tenets to guide her programming?
Oh, right. He doesn't. Does he know?
Does he
Does
know,
he
Chad?
know?
The answer might shock you.
Just Sarah doing the Riddler face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. But some people, believe it or not, enjoy their freedoms.
Adrift in the middle of the ocean, you're free to go in whatever direction you want. But without a compass, you'll just die of exposure.
If you only ever follow exactly what the compass says, you'll sail north until you freeze to death.
The point is, if you have a compass, you know which direction north is.
Fortunate for us all, then, that the state is a 1,000,000 megawatt North Star pointing towards complacency at all times.
And the media is like the wind. And without wind, you'll get stuck in the tide.
It was a nice try, Sarah. Forget it. Do whatever you want with your brushes, woman.
And you're pouting again. Great. Sarah, just keep him talking.
What? If I'm talking, how will you...
Trust me, I've done more delicate work before. Sarah, small talk.
Badly, Adonai.
With pleasure.
Sasuke, do you happen to have any tattoos?
Are the jury going to ask about that or something?
They might.
Oh. Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I do have a tattoo. A Komainu on my back.
Kamainu, a guardian dog.
You have a tattoo of a dog?
It's a fierce guardian deity.
Like a Labrador, or...?
Like a great, fierce... a big dog. He just has a big dog t-shirt on his back.
Yeah.
A tattoo of a big dog t-shirt.
This fool owns big dog t-shirts so that you will go like take that off, and then he does.
I saw the greatest big dog shirt while we were at the swap meet. It was literally a Hawaiian
It was
shirt.
a vest, but it was
That
a
was-
Hawaiian shirt vest.
What the
Big
fuck?
dog on the back. It was so
Yeah.
great.
Did you
We should
get
have taken
it?
a picture. No, we should have at least taken a picture, but we were just so
It-
like, oh my god, you know.
It was anytime you imagine like your big fat uncle, you imagine him in that shirt.
That's correct.
You needed to get that so you could make someone's Vegeta cosplay perfect.
Perhaps you should. Per- Perhaps you should have changed it to some other design, like, say, like a dragon.
Hey! Hey! That's the name of the show!
Yeah, that's what my stream's called.
I like how they even did like a royalty-free version of the sound that happens when you rip off a shirt.
Uh-huh.
Just theme of sad starts playing.
No.
The thing is, Morgan.
If they could get the Sega crossover, it should be exclusively to put theme of sad in this case, and no other
Agreed.
nowhere else.
Nothing
None of the devil.
else.
There's no switching.
The buyer's remorse must be unbearable.
There's no buyer's remorse.
Lift your chin.
You really think they'll feel bad for me because of some cuts and scrapes?
You're not good at listening to instructions, are you? The prosecution has to get 12 strangers to agree that you killed 5 men. Each charge has to be unanimous, a perfect score. So any chip damage we can do, any doubt we can sow, we take it.
The thing is, we just need to get some good hits in.
We just need to lame it out like Cross Tekken.
As long as they don't get perfect, we have the moral victory.
And any advantage we're given, we make full use of it.
But the advantage you're talking about is my face.
Are you really not used to this kind of attention, Sasuke?
Look, it may be true that at times some women have expressed.
And men, no doubt.
All I'm saying is there's a difference between knowing your strengths and powdering up like this.
He didn't deny it.
So aside from the obvious Cosma Kiryu lookalike, I remember
Mhm.
seeing from like now publicly posted concept art notes that like one of his other big inspirations points was supposed to be like prime of his career Nicolas Cage. Like
Oh, you know,
like
told me
late
that at the
80s Nicolas
start.
Cage. Like kind of like a
'Cause-
weird
'cause
looking
then
guy,
I-
but like very, very handsome.
Because then
The
I
thing
would have
I-
started doing a Nicolas Cage voice for him.
the thing I just see, like, especially with this outfit and that hair, he just looks like Dawn Trail era Meteor.
Yeah, he really
Yeah,
does
he
have
does.
that going
Like
on
with the
hair.
brown,
Yeah.
like the brown jacket and the half ponytail and the white shirt underneath with the straps on the chest. I'm just like, you got a fucking MMO to be in. Get back to work.
I will also say, Ben, I do like that your moment of going Nicolas Cage does actually just did sound a little bit like Keanu Reeves, which I do think would also be good voice casting for Sasuke.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they if you're bad at impressions like I am, they do kind of sound the same.
Not to judge, I would not dare be the pot calling the kettle black in that instance. I can't do an impression to save my life.
Oh no, it's all good. I understand. Like, there's just some voices that everyone can do, even if they don't sound good.
That's
Well,
correct.
shoot.
Arnold
Don't-
Schwarzenegger.
Wani Wasp, don't give them that idea. Nicolas Cage would do it. He'll do anything for a
would.
paycheck.
I might. The thing is, now that I'm thinking about it, I might actually switch to Nicolas Cage when I do London, because I was never happy with London's voice. I might switch him to Nicolas Cage.
That's funny.
Well,
Anyway, continue.
I defer to your taste in this matter.
All right.
Pretend it's war paint.
Is that how you see it?
No, but I'm a grown-up.
Thank you for entertaining my questions last night, Sasuke.
Did she ask you about your dimensions?
The subject might have come up.
She's a talkative one, isn't she?
Sorry if she kept you up all night.
No, she's no trouble, just curious. Reminds me of. We discussed history.
Oh. Well, then she must have put you right to sleep.
Adonai, it was his choice of subject.
So you read history, Sosuke. Here I assume you spent all your free time frowning in the corners of rooms with your arms crossed.
We talked about the Roman Empire for your information.
Where's Shia?
We
Where's
had it.
Shia?
Listen, we simply
Fake
had a
pots and
dude's rock
pans.
moment.
I'm looking around for Shia, but I don't see him anywhere.
Where's her voice?
My Roman Empire is the Roman Empire. And criminal empires.
Nothing too detailed, I hope.
But Sasuke, I still don't understand. What did you mean when you said criminal organizations used to be structured differently?
Real
They
quick
used to
before
have
we...
honor.
This courtroom has no honor. But real quick though, I do like, though I don't have no idea if it's intentional framing or not, that Sarah's placement here makes this light kind of look like she's a little Halo.
I was
No,
yeah, I was
thinking
gonna
I've
put
been
that
thinking
too.
that the whole time.
I thought for like a second, I'm like, is that part of her design? Did I just not see that until now? Only that the old ways don't fit in our new 21st century world.
Old ways.
Well,
He's talking about race, Sarah.
Race? I don't understand.
Well, that's to be expected. After all, you share 98% of your components with a washing machine.
That is an untrue and unflattering comparison.
Maybe you do get it.
look, Sarah. Names like Mafia, Gokudo, Sanheihui, they all come from different cultures, but they all refer to a kind of path. An outsider's path, and the pride that comes with living by your own set of rules.
And making fat stacks off selling drugs. And
To
beating
children.
people up for protection money. That sort of thing.
Those were the first criminal organizations. Underground guilds, lending systems, militias, secret societies, secret Koreans.
The Illuminati was also one of the first criminal enterprises, and they still exist today. Oh, sure. They were basically just big, friendly charities.
Then the world got smaller and people started moving around and the mafia changed. It became a way for immigrants to band together to have some kind of power in places that wouldn't give them a chance at anything remotely respectable. But the world kept getting smaller and more complex, and eventually that kind of community couldn't form, let alone survive.
Why?
Not enough shared experiences.
Shared experiences. I see.
A fancy way of saying the internet came along.
Well, yes, technology negates the physical distance between people. When you spend most of your life online, you end up with more in common with people on the other side of the planet than your own neighbors.
Staring directly at the camera.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, all of my friends who are separated by multiple states.
Hey,
No.
look,
That I-
who are these three people on the side of my screen? Weird.
That I-
Yeah,
That I see and interact with more often than some coworkers.
that's
More
right.
than they see and interact with more than pretty much anyone in my life who isn't my mother.
That's right.
Yeah, you know.
Just because of where your recommendations take you.
So the immigrant experience just disappeared.
Fractured, more like cracked into a million shards with a hammer. While generational or economic experiences got cemented. The world is more diverse and varied than it's ever been in every sense. Except economically.
Wealth inequality is at historical highs.
As it has been for every year for
Since before I was born.
To answer your question, Sarah, that's what binds the members of a criminal organization to one another, their socioeconomic status. House Icaria is at the top. The Blue Bloods lie below us. Within each organization, wealth is concentrated amongst the leadership, of course, but each mafia exists in an entirely different state, or entirely different strata.
I see. I've also read an organization called The Rust being active here in the city. Are they in the poverty class then?
The Rust? I'd put them in the anarchy class. Glowing tattoos and spiked hair, chrome biceps and sharpened teeth.
You know, like cyberpunk.
The Blue Bloods, for all their faults, can put on a tie and go to work, but I can't see the Rust experiencing any kind of social mobility.
Careful, Sosuke. If the Rust heard you being that classist.
The Rust wouldn't care about anything I said or who I stand with. They don't need any excuse to start ripping open modders and grabbing whatever they can.
Things like that happen in this city?
Only in the shadows, Sarah. Nowhere you'd ever find yourself.
Unless she wanted to, I don't know, become some sort of android Batman. Sarah, do you
I
want
think
to,
we should let's.
you want
we
to
should
become
let
android
Sarah
Batman?
I am. That's what I'm saying. I want to become Android Batman. I
You've
mean,
got
I
the
know
dead
I'm not.
parents You've got the dead parents already.
Can I be the Green Hornet instead? And have Sasuke as my Kato?
You'll have to ask him that.
We can't get the rights to the Green Hornet. You have to be the Blue Morpho.
I think we could get the rights to the Blue Morpho.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not.
They're
Adult
not
Swim
using
ain't
them.
using it.
I think a Doc Hammer would take $20. Finally run out of steam.
On to the grim business then. How'd things go with your investigation? That bad, was it?
Nonsense. It was pretty bad. With what I've seen so far, there's no one else who could have killed Chapon. Even if I managed to pick apart all the evidence for the pod's deaths, they've got a police officer who will swear on the stand that he arrested Sosuke standing over his partner's dead body.
What's it going to look like in there?
You've never been inside a courtroom?
Never as a defendant. I'm just wondering how many cops I should expect.
In the gallery, a sea of blue. Cheap intimidation tactics.
Yes, but I can't fault them for that. We'd line up much the same for one of ours.
You say that, and yet I don't see any other Ikaria around.
This is a completely different scenario. And the House can't afford to appear beside a cop killer when they're being audited by the state.
How understanding of you.
Adonai. I think Sasuke is sad that his friends haven't shown up.
Good catch.
You were hired by Makoto of House Ikaria, weren't you, Adonai? Surely he would want to be in attendance.
Don't be absurd. Makoto shouldn't be transported anywhere without a full security team. Besides which, he shouldn't be put through the long elevator ride to this 48th floor just for my sake.
What's so bad about an elevator ride?
Is he claustrophobic?
No. That is, yes, but... You cannot tell anyone, understand?
Did his dad get killed in an elevator?
Who the hell would I tell that to?
Right.
Look, it's illegal to stream trial proceedings under most circumstances. Sorry, everybody, we have to close the stream. It's been wonderful.
Okay, well, that's it then.
Yeah, I'll
We'll
see you guys.
We'll see you when the trial's over.
Yeah, I'll see you guys
Well,
next time.
I'm off to go play Fallout New Vegas. Goodbye, everyone.
No, wait, don't go. I was making a funny joke.
I was making a joke. No.
But I'm sure House Ikaria doesn't mind paying a fine. They'll be watching from somewhere in the courtroom.
That would be a waste of the house's coin.
It's 2086. No one uses coins anymore.
What about Bitcoin?
It's 2086. No one uses
No one
Bitcoin
uses
anymore.
Yeah.
But I suppose they might consider keeping an eye on the case's progression.
As will the Blue Bloods, no doubt.
Adonai. I think Sasuke's spirits have rallied.
Squad
Really?
morale restored!
How can you tell?
Dun dun dun!
Ah, the queen is here.
He lifted his gaze and his eyes seemed brighter as if...
Good. Now, try and keep his spirits high.
How do I do that?
Think of something fun. I'm off to go have a lesbian relationship. Real quick. Just real quick.
I need to go make innuendos at this baddie over here.
So, Sosuke, do you lift weights? How big are they?
Do you
So,
think you
so-
can lift me?
So Sosuke, you come here often?
Sasuke,
Yeah.
how tall are you?
192 centimeters.
Wow,
Wow.
that's
Six-
17.2
six-
centimeters taller than me.
6'1" with the ponytail.
Oh, with the ponytail, you're so funny.
Right. Sosuke, shall we arm wrestle?
I heard you wind that one up, but Discord deleted it. I'm sorry.
Ah, I hate them. They're so homophobic. Oh. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, Emma. You seem tired. Want to push this off till next week?
Actually, that sounds... Hmm. Hey.
Sorry. But we'll be facing off soon enough. Why not savor the playfulness while we still can?
Fair enough.
Losing sleep over this case?
Not really, no. Things look pretty cut and dry to me. What about you? You toss and turn all night before your big debut as a mob lawyer?
Yeah, my model does some very bizarre things when I like pick up my tea to drink it. I just kind of did like you try to like give a cat something it doesn't like and it like recoils its whole body away a little bit.
You need to add a tea drinking part to your model. You know what I mean? Like
Honestly,
talk with the person who...
I might need to see if Rose will like if I can get Rose to make another thing for that because I would
Yeah.
actually like to use that as a custom expression to just like put a cup to my mouth so I can show because I can just press it when I take a sip so that people if
Exactly.
there's like accidental mukbang coming through, no one gets jump
Then
scared
they'll
by my slurps.
understand. Yeah.
Not at all. I slept like a rock.
Lucky.
Yeah, we had that funny dream. We forgot to mention that funny
Yeah.
dream. I'm
About
sure.
the girl.
I'm sure it means nothing.
I'm not gonna worry about it. I mean, I've been getting good rest, more or less. Just been having a lot of late nights recently.
Late nights, like going out.
Oh, no.
Ah,
Just late night chats.
chatting about what?
God, look at all of them. I've never seen so many cops in one building. They'd bring a marching band into the courtroom if they could. Theater.
Right. Well, theater and trial weren't all that far apart back in ancient Greece.
Would hope we'd progressed since then.
You don't approve of this show of force, I take it?
Is it that obvious? I'd like to say this is because of who Chopin's family is, but we both know that's not what this is really about. The cop is dead. The state wants to make it clear that that isn't tolerated.
Cops volunteer to defend our laws and protect us citizens.
Volunteers don't get paid. Besides, cops, courts, the state, all they can do is enforce the laws, not defend them. Guns and arms can't defend against corrosion anyway. Rot comes from the deep.
So you'd rather that the death of a police officer get the same treatment as any other citizen?
Suppose that's not possible. They get increasingly fewer chances to play the victim every year, and they never let the opportunity pass. No, I guess the best I could hope for is that the state makes the same show of force whenever any crime is committed.
Emma, a believer in the absolute death penalty for all criminal infractions.
Yeah, totally. Mildly inconvenience me? Death.
Ooh, you parked in a handicap space of that thing. That's going to be a guillotine tomorrow.
That's
We
right.
should be allowed to shoot you in the street for jaywalking.
I'm a servant of the state police. I should be allowed to shoot someone for breaking the laws as soon as I see it happen. And
Is
everybody
that
should.
so hard?
And I don't expect praise or payment. I just need to be allowed to do it.
Judge, jury, and executioner.
Damn, this bitch is crazy.
If they treated every death like the death of a cop, maybe I could have caught HBK by now.
You're still on that.
Of course, shooting deaths are down, but do you know how many missing persons cases there are in this city? How many deaths get written up as mod harvesting attacks gone wrong? It's a big city, Morgan. More than enough blood running through the streets for HBK to launder their kills in.
You shouldn't joke like that.
What, you don't believe me? Just last month, missing person. The report was filed by their employer when they didn't show up to work, 7 days after they had been last seen by anyone. They were just some part-time worker, no close friends, no family. They went to work, they came home, paid their bills. And they disappeared. And no one cared or even noticed until their job didn't get done and those bills went unpaid. No one noticed until they stopped buying in. The body was found a full 2 weeks later. The decay was...
What happened to them?
blunt force to the back of the head. Something metallic with a sharp corner, I think.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
That was a good... I mean...
It was a roughly cubed machine part I pulled from a dumpster nearby. It fit snugly in my hand, and it caved through his skull like a shovel through snow.
Kicked into the bay. Might not have even been weighed down. Just thrown away like a cheap...
That's terrible. Did you find any belongings on them?
No.
So probably a mugging then, right?
No, there would have been other injuries from a struggle. And a thief who accidentally committed murder would be too panicked, too terrified to...
You know how muggers think now.
I can learn how anyone thinks.
Even me?
Even you! I know when I'm being
Sweethearts.
gaslit, you little
Even-
ginger fuck.
Even me?
Even HBK with a robust enough profile.
Well, good luck building it all by your lonesome.
I'm not working on this by myself.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, right? Did you want to beg for mercy real quick before we begin?
Now, where would be the fun in that? It's court time for real.
Let's go,
Hell
baby.
Yeah. To the trial.
Courtroom gallery is quite full today, isn't it?
Awash in a sea of pissed off cops.
Good Doesn't exactly shore up one's confidence, does it?
5 counts of murder would be newsworthy any day of the week. Add in the fact that one of the bodies belongs to a cop, and a crowd was to be expected. Didn't think they'd be so quiet, though.
Wait a minute, these are all cardboard cutouts!
I'm remembering this looked really good when they did it in Shin Megami Tensei Persona crossover game. They had it really multicolored and... oh, never mind. Maybe they're all just waiting for the firing pistol before they start casting their stones. Don't let it get to you, Sosuke. They're just posturing.
Posturing, I understand. I've been in attendance for my fair share of tense negotiations. But the bloodlust in those rooms was always mutual.
You don't feel any animosity toward these cops?
I'm used to summoning my temper on command. I might have forgotten how to get angry for my own sake.
You just worry about the jury.
What about the adjutant? They cannot be intimidated by muscle, bribed with cash, or disarmed with fine tailoring.
I don't know if we get the one we got last time. I'm not sure about that last point.
But we couldn't possibly get the same one we got last time.
would
That
be
would be
ridiculous.
crazy.
It would
All of
be
which-
really crazy.
It'd be like, what if, what are the odds, It's like 1 in a bazillion, right? Like, there's just no way. All of which would makes them quite favored when it comes to prosecuting organized crime.
You've been in court many times before then?
It's an eye for an eye in the world we operate in. We don't file assault charges, we just answer them. Though even that has become rare. The house is elevated. Blue Bloods and Rust and the rest of the rabble. We are beyond their reach now. And when it comes to our peers, we communicate very differently.
Must make being a bodyguard pretty boring.
I think your work sounds very rewarding and exciting, Sasuke.
Thank you.
Especially the other day when you were captured and beaten by your rivals.
I just think it's interesting when muscular men are beaten up and bloodied and stuff.
He's just like me for real.
We let Sarah the android play Fallout New Vegas, and then she meets Joshua Graham and goes, "Oh."
Listen, it's one
You're
of...
not supposed to bully me on stream.
What else do we do except bully each other on stream?
Listen,
Because that's fair.
if it wasn't going to be Joshua Graham, then it was almost certainly going to be Vulpes Inculta or Dean Domino.
No, I have much better taste than that. Sarah has much better taste than that. The other Sarah.
Yeah, I don't think that.
I'm just saying. There's really only 3 options. When you
That's
only
true.
have those 3 options,
I think of the devil Sarah would get madder than real Sarah about not being able to romance Nick Valentine.
She would actually throw her computer through
Because
like a window.
that's like a kindred spirit.
That's right.
You're telling me, Sarah's like, you're telling me that there's a Humphrey Bogart android just for me and I'm not allowed to kiss him? Grow up.
This is a scam. I want my back.
And that
then
mod still isn't out?
Oh God.
Yes. What I was trying to hint at, Morgan, is that you should not be expecting assistance from the house.
Honestly, the thought hadn't crossed my mind. Being on the winning side for once? What the hell would that even feel like?
so there won't be any men in black approaching the jury during lunch and offering them paper bags of cash.
No.
Well, if we do really bad, we won't even make it to lunch. So,
Sasuke, what are you staring at? Is it my beautiful body? Are you looking for the jury?
No, I know they're not. They aren't here. It used to be mandated that juries be physically present for court proceedings. People felt that it was important that they look the accused in the eye.
It helped them evaluate their character.
Why bother? Most people suck at that. Always have.
True. Perhaps it was considered part of the punishment, then. To have to look them in their eyes.
Punishment for the jury or for the defendant?
All right, kiddos. Chins up, shoulders out. Show's about to start.
I know, I'm about to get it ready. Ah, I just remembered. Do you think the adjutant assigned to this particular case... Obviously, it's gonna be me. Obviously! I mean, that's a gimme. Easy!
Ow.
Who could have seen this coming?
It's 80. What are the chances?
Let's go find out about 80.
What?
Hey!
Wait a minute. No, hold on. That can't be possible.
The best character is
It's
here,
like
guys.
randomized.
Dislikes. Happy couples who asked you to take their photo.
Oh, she's just like me, for real.
Oh, right. I forgot about this. I suppose we should change this since we're in court to be
Oh, God.
respectable.
No, it's fine.
No, hold on. We'll change something else at least until Farah comes back, and then
Okay.
let's see.
Can we do Let's Go Sarah? My favorite, my
Let's go,
baby.
Sarah. Yeah.
Yay!
Your Honor, this is my daughter. Look at her.
Look at my little baby. Look at her go.
Look at her being the mascot, the main character of a platformer mascot game.
I'm
She's
getting
so
dizzy.
cute.
You can download her for less than 4 gigabytes on Xbox Live Arcade.
Her game isn't very good, but it's got a lot of charm.
There should be at least 83 other personalities in the building's network, at least.
Well, Your Honor, thank you for...
Reciting so honorably, I do try. Try. Because it's a try. Oh. And that's not counting all the grim monoliths standing tall out there in the gallery. Who died?
5 people, Your Honor.
Yikes! What's the damage?
2 counts of manslaughter, 2 counts of homicide in the 2nd degree, and 1 count of homicide in the 1st degree.
Buddy, you trying to set up a gold split with all that? What's with the record-setting grain set?
The prosecution stands ready.
So shall we begin? Court
Here
So
we
is
go.
now in session.
stylish.
So sick!
Yeah, let's crack open those opening statements and get this case summarized.
She's so beautiful.
I love her!
If I win the lottery, or even a smaller amount of money, I would absolutely commission someone for a doll. You know?
God, yeah.
Still 12 feet tall, right?
Well, ideally.
Absolutely. Gladly, Your Honor.
I do like the idea that if you were to try and get a 1/6 scale figure of her, it would still be 2 entire feet tall.
Yeah.
That's correct.
People of the court. The defendant in this case is a man named Sosuke Ikaria. He was found at the scene of the crime where 2 men were shot to death. One was stabbed in the neck and another had their skull bashed in. And a police officer was impaled through the back with a sword.
Cop killing piece of shit.
Please pardon any outburst from the gallery that your mics may inadvertently pick up. Now, I understand that the scale of violence on display here today may intimidate you. But I want to stress to all of you now that your responsibility here today is neither taxing nor complex. You will hear testimony, you will be shown evidence, and all of it will point toward the truth. That the defendant is the only individual who could have possibly committed these crimes. That is a simple fact. And the only one you need concern yourself with.
She's as cold as ice.
She's willing to sacrifice this case.
But every ice age beckons a kindling.
Dark Souls. Oh, right.
Dark Souls.
Embers form champions.
Dark Souls.
Defense is ready, Your Honor. Emma did stick to cold logic, so if I follow her with more of the same, it'll end up falling flat. This gallery will never warm up to us. But that can work to our advantage, if the jury comes to see these cops as witch hunters eager to start a pyre. It's not like Masters never taught me anything. I know how to do the razzle-dazzle. My fellow citizens, you were brought here today because an act of violence took place that could only be described as... Let's go with this one.
Unspeakable? Yeah, unspeakable's the best.
Unspeakable, yeah.
I should know. I was there. I saw.
Yeah, I killed him.
I killed him. I killed him with my own two hands. That's how you know my clients. Wait, no. Can I retract that?
Did I fuck up?
Did I fuck up?
Yeah, I killed him. I saw the blood on the ground, the bullet holes in the walls, felt the
malevolence.
Felt the malevolence that radiated in the air. And I also saw where my client was held prisoner. And I know exactly where he must have stood, because his sweat and blood had stained the tile. My client, a decorated veteran, the man you see standing next to me here, not even fully healed from his...
torture.
Ooh. Hold on,
I think torture is the most
Torture.
dramatic.
But,
We're gonna go with torture, keep snappy.
okay.
From his torture, was taken into police custody with lacerations, bruises, internal bleeding, broken bones. And while he was in police custody, he somehow sustained a black eye, a busted lip, a broken nose, and a boxed ear. A puzzle which I'm sure any one of the officers in the gallery today would be happy to testify about.
You gonna let her say that?
You want me to object during an opening statement?
Much is resting on the outcome of this trial. 5 men lie dead in the morgue. One of them, a police officer, Tariq.
Don't speak his name, you mob boy, bitch.
Hang him up!
Hang her too.
This is...
Hey, we like to have fun in this courtroom, put on a good show. But that's because we're on the stage. Any more outbursts from the gallery, and I'll clear the entire room. You can all watch the rest on your phones or peek in through the keyhole like a bunch of sweaty looky-loos. Counselor, let's wrap this up.
Yes, Your Honor. The fact of the matter is, on that night, my client was not in a condition to kill anyone. Not 4 hardened criminals, and certainly not a trained police officer. And nothing about my client's background, his associations, or that of the victims can change that fact. So as you listen to all the evidence in this trial, with fairness and impartiality, as I know you will strive to, I only ask that you focus on the reality of this horrible crime and not on the fiction that the people will try to weave for you. Thank you.
I mean, they punched out all his blood. He was in no condition to stab anyone.
It's like he got sucked by a Dracula.
Decorated veteran.
You telling me you never earned a single commendation? Most push-ups of the day or something?
Never mind. I suppose it could have gone much worse.
You're too kind.
I was trying to be honest. Crowd got agitated, but you managed to maintain a level head and recovered your tempo.
Adonai is a master at doing so. I've seen her make comebacks from the most nonsensical mistakes before. In martial arts, they call it a nukemi, a graceful fall.
That is basically correct.
Well, try not to gracefully fall over when you see the first witness on the docket, Sosuke.
What do you mean by that?
Your name and occupation, for the record?
How can that be necessary? If some blathering idiot in that courtroom doesn't already know who I am, they don't deserve.
I know, but would you consider it if only for the sake of ceremony?
Ceremony.
Ooh, it's the Sarah talking to herself power hour. All right.
Wow, Ace Attorney all over again.
Is important and should be respected. Very well. I am Makoto Ikaria of House Ikaria. My occupation is that of a student.
Try not to look so smug about it when you blatantly lie.
Right, of course. And your position with the Ikaria Financial Group?
Is not salaried. Must I really declare it here?
Hard to imagine why the noble house of Ikaria is getting audited.
Sosuke, are you alright?
Can he see us?
You can see me, Rockford, and the adjutant. Witnesses teletestifying don't really need much else.
So he's safe.
Yes, Sosuke, he's safe. Like he was yesterday. Probably sitting right where I left him. Or standing on a box.
Sitting in his booster seat.
Yeah.
I think the hologram's given him a boost so he can see over the stand.
Literally, he's in a hollow booster seat. That's good.
The boost to his height?
That he's safe at home.
Oh, we have an ad break, so we're gonna take a
Oh.
quick
perfect timing.
a quick switch to the BRB screen as I stretch my arms.
Ah.
And now I have updated the layout so that we can actually all talk on the BRB screen if we want to as well.
Cool.
Nice.
Or if
love
I
that
actually
for
get
us.
up and like go to the restroom or something, I can just mute and the rest of you can talk and then they won't like interrupt me.
That's so nice. I'm just stretching as
Wow.
well. I'm about to have to talk a bunch.
Okay,
Let's
so by
fucking
the-
go.
By the way, I
Uh-huh.
have the stream open so I can watch chat and I have it muted. Twitch has a thing that's like, hey, come back. We can't play the ad if you're muted or in a different tab.
Oh, fuck
Oh.
off. That sucks.
That's stupid. Mine is still going, at least. It's working for me, so no big deal.
Yeah, I can. Now that the ad's over, I can see it, but like their whole ad space is taken up with that. Like, no, come watch our ads, please.
I
Are we
would
friends?
literally rather die.
It seems like the ad break is over, so we can go back.
Cool.
It is not my decision to have Amazon Prime, but my mother just uses my Amazon account and thus has it. and I take
Mhm.
advantage of the fact that that means I can Twitch sub to get around ads all the time.
Good for you.
I hate living in a world where I have to pay rent to video services to not be fed commercials, but also I'm gonna be so real. I will always pay $10 or $15 a month to not see commercials. I hate commercials. They like get them away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Awful things.
I'm sorry about your Jeff Goldblum and Meow Mix, Megas. I can't do anything for you. Where's my mouse? There it is.
I'm sorry that he can't see you, Sasuke.
Don't be. After how horribly I failed him,
I'd like you to speak a bit more about the events of August 13th. About the last time you saw the defendant, Sosuke Ikaria.
I'm here today, not physically, but here nonetheless, as a courtesy. That does not mean I will flap my gums like some sort of flapping gum puppet.
One second. I have
we
removing a
kill
robe. My model was jiggling around.
Oh.
Permission to treat the witness as hostile incoming. Emma Rockford raking a spoiled brat over the coals. This'll almost be worth the price of admission alone.
I understand. It was a traumatic experience, I'm sure.
No, be meaner to him, no!
Anyone of normal upbringing would barely be able to recall a single detail, let alone the day's full events.
Normal upbringing?
I should probably dismiss you so you can get back to your summer studies.
Summer studies? Like some common waif?
Wave? That's quite the vocab pull. I didn't know they taught that in state basic.
if she could, she'd be patting his head right now.
Uh-huh.
Basic?
She'd be offering him like a little hard candy or something.
Mm-hmm.
I love 80 just watching, just mesmerized in the background.
Was I mistaken?
Listen well, Madam Rockford, as I demonstrate to you exactly how misguided you are about my powers of retention.
Please do.
Played like a damn fiddle. Puts on my sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
Cuts off my arm.
Why are we here? Just to court? Every day I commit murders.
Why wasn't she mentioned during any of our trial preparations?
Let's pull her up and get a look. See if anything's changed. Likes turn-based RPGs. That's how you know she's a real one.
She's a
Mhm.
queen.
Exercises by subject seem not to hear the question. I also noticed her weight is just gone.
That's right. She's just like me for real.
I do love the varying ways in which characters don't give their weight. Either Emma just
Mhm.
doesn't give her weight, or of course, Masters depends on the time of day.
Good, then just question marks. Like,
Question
what's that
mark.
mean?
Adonai has only won against her once.
So far, every hot streak starts somewhere.
Hot streak? I really am going to prison, aren't I?
Dog, look at my lawyer. I'm going to prison for life.
What if this game really departs in the Ace Attorney logic and we just lose this case?
It'd be really funny.
It would be really funny.
Where shall I start? As far back as you can.
A simple task.
When I was born a normal amount of years ago.
Okay, maybe not that far back.
For the past year, members of the organization, most commonly referred to as the Blue Blood Mafia, have been making attempts on my life.
You steal their lunch money or something?
I am the primary beneficiary of my grandfather, Daisuke Ikaria's will. In common parlance, I am the sole heir to the Ikaria Financial Group.
You could buy so much lunch.
Look at her beautiful
Her
blushing
sparkle.
face.
She's
Oh,
just like
Sparkle?
enamored.
that's so
I
many
love her.
sandwiches.
Take me to lunch. I was
Yeah.
a hungry ass robot. 8084 To Catch a Predator, but Chris Hansen hungry as fuck.
Yeah.
Brian, if you listen to this, please at some point in the future, I do need to see 8084 saying my hungry ass could eat just about anything. Please.
The group you know as the Blue Bloods have been jealous of my family's financial foresight for decades. I am merely the most recent target of their impotent attempts to nip at our heels. And 2 days ago, on August 13th, how impotent was their attempt then?
Oh, hi, Bug. Welcome.
Yay! I was leaving a meeting held on the upper floors of Crane Tower. My security detail escorted me to the elevators where we would then proceed down to their canopy access floors.
This was all planned out in advance?
By my head of security, Sosuke Ikaria. But then the elevator became stuck with unnatural timing. When Sosuke pried the doors open, we saw that we were stuck between the 62nd and 61st floors.
Pried open? With a tool?
Leading the witness, Your Honor.
He didn't need a tool to open the doors. His bare hands were more than sufficient.
My dad could beat up your dad.
Help Sosuke out here, kid.
We submitted into evidence the defendant's Akita Type 2 military-grade spinal mod,
He's got the Sandevistan.
designed to enhance strength, endurance, and reflexes for high-intensity combat scenarios.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Monies. The only thing I didn't know is Sasuke's disrepair crop during the development process, like Morgan's were.
I feel like I remember. Yeah.
They-
I was to say I feel like I remember, Bug, from seeing the concept art and like notes that you posted that like big tits was on his design doc from like day one. Like it was
You'll
in
get-
like the short
So,
list of
I mean, he's got
important
fucking
features.
cleavage in his character
The-
portrait, which is
the de-
genius, by the way.
The devs had to be like, "You'll get cold, sweetie."
Buttoning it up.
Brian just like cover them up, slut.
Yes, sir. It's so admitted.
What happened next?
The decision was made that we would crawl out onto the 61st floor and head for the service elevators.
God.
But once Sosuke and I exited, the elevator started up. It was a trap. We had been cut off from the rest of my detail.
You were isolated and defenseless. That must have been...
Hardly defenseless. You think my personal head of security wouldn't be armed?
He had Yoru.
Don't tell me. You named your sword?
Great swords have names.
Thank you, Sarah. Very well put.
Let the record show that the witness has identified Exhibit B3 as belonging to the defendant. This sword was recovered from the police in a known blue blood den in the lower wards. Found impaled into the body of Tariq Chopin.
1 second, Oni. I can put some gain on Tootsie's microphone.
Oh, thank you.
Just a little bit. I'm not gonna overdo it, but I did boost it by. I have you at like 125, so I put it to 150. So we'll see.
I'm better than everybody else now. Fear me.
I am afraid. And forensics has shown that the only fingerprints on it are those of the defendant.
There's still time for you to disown it, Sosuke.
You understand nothing about a swordsman's heart, Adonai.
Once again, it is your paralegal that has the right of it. Perhaps she should be leading my defense.
Actually, real quick, I do want to see just to make sure if the audio settings are how I left them. I might actually drop the volume just a little bit. Looking at the levels, I'm noticing that the mic all looks good. I need to set up the side chain ducking on this at some point, but I keep putting it off. It's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
If this somehow turns into a fencing competition, I'll gladly defer to you two.
So you, Sosuke, and Yoru were on the 61st floor together. What happened next? When we arrived at the service elevator, Sosuke called them, and then they made a chime. And I didn't clearly see much of what happened next, to tell the truth. Figures emerged from around the corners. They were aiming weapons at me. A red dot shone on my chest. And then Sosuke was there, and a needle was sticking out of his arm. Yoru glinted. Sosuke had drawn it in the blink of an eye. Something glanced off it and dropped to the floor. I saw a syringe at my feet. Yoru's sheath was thrust into my arms, pushing me back into the elevator, and I landed on my rear.
That's clearly a key piece of testimony.
I should be calling Sosuke Ikari a donut the way this child is glazing him.
Let's play it back 5 times.
What matters is he pushed me back into the elevator with Yoru's sheath. How I landed is irrelevant and should be stricken from all public records. The only other thing I saw was Sosuke's back. He slammed his hand against the elevator's control panel, and then the door shut. That's the last time you saw the defendant? The decision was made that I should get on a VTOL as soon as possible. But much of my details stayed to assess what had happened.
Lonnie, you're only allowed to make those jokes if you, like, write the fan fiction or draw the fan art to back it up. Just letting you know.
That's right.
And then you tag it with whatever the brand appropriate tag for that sort of art is.
I love, by the way, that this is just Makoto being like, he did a bunch of sick ass shit, but I wasn't allowed to see it. He was so fucking cool. And Morgan's like, stop calling him cool.
He did a bunch of backflips, and he threw his sword into one guy and then pulled it out and then threw it into another guy, and he turned the sword into 2 swords.
He so effortlessly killed everybody without breaking a sweat.
I saw a time stop and like some guy turned green and I could see percentages over his head and then Sosuke punched him in the head and it exploded like chili.
He turned into goop.
He clutched one of his eyes and said, "Forgive me, master. I must go all out this one time."
Did we do this line?
I did this line. Yes, they were very helpful to building security in recovering Exhibit 5C, this hypodermic needle gun.
What kind of bonehead would leave evidence like that behind?
A bonehead in a rush, perhaps, Your Honor. It does appear to have exhausted its gas canister, so it may have outlived its usefulness.
I take it that this weapon is a match for the projectile needles found in the room where my client was restrained.
Correct. Others exactly like them were recovered from the scene of the ambush as well. Makoto, did you see the faces of the men who attacked you? All too clearly. I can tell you every detail of their roughshod countenances.
Ah, that sounds like a good bit of testimony. Hit it.
Our evidence that we're working with for this cross-examination are the needles, the sword,
head-like man and a raincoat-clad hooligan came at us first. They aimed at me, but Sosuke got between us and blocked every shot. With Yoru, he could have closed the distance, but then a dark-eyed scoundrel peered from the right. And a man with a ridiculous pompadour took advantage of that distraction. I'll never forget the faces of those cowards. They tried to kill me. So, whatever happened to them afterwards, I'm sure they deserved it.
Makoto's putting his talents for hyperbole on full display. I'll have to fact-check his description in order to get the ball rolling. So this one's pretty easy. We're going to continue a couple times. His descriptions of the people, of course, are all in point, and we can't present any of their profiles to contradict. However,
Right.
he says they tried to kill him, but they attacked these.
That's true.
I still love
And we're just like,
It's
no,
so
stop doing
good!
that! Fuck!
it at me.
They couldn't have been trying to kill the witness, not with non-lethal projectiles.
They fired a lot of them. The witness doesn't weigh that much.
Don't try it. This attack was clearly planned with the intent of capturing Makoto alive.
Meaning what? That 4 of this case's victims were actually soft-hearted pacifists?
There's nothing soft-hearted about what they did to my client after capturing him, using tools they clearly originally planned to use on the witness.
Oh, they're sadists? I'm getting confused here.
So is the defense, Your Honor. What matters is that the witness has identified the defendant's captors as the 4 blue blood victims that he is accused of murdering.
Makoto did establish that much, but something about this attack still bothers me. Emma put Makoto on the stand specifically to identify the victims. Is it possible that the men who attacked them weren't Creek's pod? This is, obviously, we'll look here.
No.
They were attacked by some other party. No, his descriptions match the pod pretty closely.
Yeah.
That's entirely correct, yeah.
I don't disagree, Your Honor. The men who attacked Makoto and took Sosuke captive are the same ones who ended up dead that night. But 2 questions do occur to me. Why were you safe on that service elevator if Sosuke surely collapsed the very moment it shut? Wouldn't these men have pursued you by any means necessary?
That is... I can answer that, Your Honor. When the police inspected the scene, they found that the control panel for calling the elevator on the 61st floor was broken. Smashed, in fact. The attackers would have had to manually pry open the doors to even attempt to chase after Makoto. And that would take remarkable modded strength.
Did you smash the button that forcefully, Sasuke?
I may have used more force than necessary. I wasn't exactly trying to hold myself back at the time.
He hit the controls hard enough to break them?
He's just like a stone cold badass and he has to deal with like lawyer
just
shit
realized-
right now.
I just realized there's a problem.
What's that?
Morgan tried to destroy as much evidence as possible as to how modded her victims were.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, she damaged all of their mods. So the only way that we could, we've been given a difficult way to be like, well, I mean, obviously they could have chased after him. They were modded, sir. How do you know that?
Well, didn't she only destroy the one? She only destroyed the one guy's eyes so that the footage couldn't be played back for
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was more than just the eyes.
No, Ben
No.
has the right of it. It was she specifically went after the one with eyes because she was suspecting that they were going to report back and to give up her position, basically.
Carry on then.
So the Blue Bloods couldn't pursue you further and instead elected to take Sosuke captive.
A Sasuke in the hand is better than a Makoto in the bush. Bush.
The head of Makoto's security surely have made. Wait. The head of Makoto's security surely have made for an invaluable source of information for planning future attacks. Were he made to talk? Are you denying that?
No, but I would like to ask the witness one other question. Why did you get off the elevator in the first place?
What are you? Hey, what I mentioned in the lobby earlier, that's...
The mics might not be picking up on it for you, but from where I'm standing, I can't help but overhear my client groaning about how badly he failed you.
That's not evidence or testimony, and so should be stricken from the record.
But we get the idea. So was bailing out early the defendant's big brain idea?
As head of my personal security detail, such a decision is ultimately his to make. However, that decision may have been influenced by his knowledge of the fact that I am not especially comfortable in enclosed spaces.
Hell are you doing? Are you trying to intimidate him, or humiliate him?
He's so mad. In part, I'm also trying to insult you.
Rude.
Had we simply waited, we would have remained safe, but I was not comfortable and felt very warm. So it was not a tactical failure on Sosuke's part, per se.
Just an error of judgment.
What? Counselor Morgan.
What's up? You can disconnect the call if...
Ask me another question. Ask me about how bravely Sosuke defended me. Huh. So, that's your angle?
We can't all be as naturally gifted at extracting valuable testimony out of spoiled brats as Emma. But I can follow her example. Insult their pride, and these Ikaria snap back as reliable as any knee-jerk reaction. And in Makoto's case, with infinitely less resistance than if I had simply asked him to testify.
It's usually the liars who do the asking and the witnesses who do the answering. This is not very realistic.
This isn't canon.
That's not how it works.
That's not how law works. Stop
That's
it.
not how courtrooms work. Shut up.
This is so out of character.
We ask that the witness testify for the court in more detail about exactly how valiantly Sosuke fought off the attackers.
And I guess... Oh, that's you. Sorry.
That's okay. And I guess the people don't object, even though it seems super extra.
Sarah, you want to voice more characters in this scene, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So
I
you
love
take over
voicing-
everyone.
I can't wait to voice even more characters over the course of this trial. It's going to be awesome. No, the people don't object, Your Honor.
It's just funny how it's always consistently Sarah.
I have a beautiful voice, apparently.
I
And the universe wants to hear it.
I do my best to make sure the characters don't overlap, but there's only so much that
So
I can
much.
do. Because ultimately, if I did any casting to make sure Sarah had less self-talk in the courtroom scenes, it would mean having investigation scenes where, like, Otzi is playing 3 different characters at the same time.
Right. It's fine. Listen, it's fine.
Emma's playing passively. Either I'm onto something here, or I'm walking into a trap. Screw it. All in on the former. Our evidence. Needle
Just the
guns.
needle guns.
All right.
Sosuke's
Oh.
medical records. These are the things that, actually, I guess we can look at these in the interstitial, but the stuff about how he was injured both before and after being found. And then needles. The needle gun and needles themselves are distinct pieces of evidence.
Okay.
Hold on, what's this? No, I'm sorry, other one, dude. I don't have the ability to socially manipulate people's characters into getting killed in this game. Which is definitely a thing that I did, and not just something I'm trying to take credit for you for assuming from you so that I sound like more of an evil vizier and puff my evil vizier credentials.
Sosuke was outnumbered from the beginning and protecting me the whole time. It didn't matter that we were ambushed or that the blue bloods had projectiles. Sosuke took up Yoru in both hands and swatted their needles out of the air like a graceful swatter. He fought off 4 attackers and without sustaining a single injury.
There we are.
Mock him if you dare for being captured. But that's not a failure, not by any general's definition of the word.
Hearing Makoto describe Sosuke's
Sarah.
heroism. Oh,
Everybody's taking Oates' lines.
I'm sorry. Hold on,
That was more impressive the second
shit.
time.
I pulled the log. There we go.
Okay, alright. Hearing Makoto describe Sasuke's heroism, it's almost more impressive the second time.
He definitely fought without a care for himself. I do actually want to look at the evidence because I'm pretty sure we are right about the injuries being the thing, but the question is which specific part. So let's look at this real quick. Apprehended at the scene of the crime and placed it in medical transport. And also because we know, like, he was in a thing and getting tortured. That's not necessarily...
Right.
So him maybe getting scot-free injuries might not be a cinch, but injuries noted at the time. Blood from various sources, numerous bones in the left hand broken as if from impacting the hard surface, slight laceration in the left hand, internal bleeding throughout the skull and torso, bruising, numerous bruises, others blood, largest wound found on the crown of the skull. And then these were post-thing. I think we're probably right on the money with without taking a single injury.
Yeah.
But if that's not the case, I think I know what the other one is. So we'll see. And there's evidence to show it. So we'll skip there to... We'll call here. And we'll show the med records.
Hey, by the way, the Emma is really funny, but I like how cute the Morgan is too.
Uh-huh. I think
She just flicks it, super Udi kitty.
if I'm
And
not...
her like bangs are bluntier in that little cartoony version of her. It's very cute.
I was gonna say, if I'm not mistaken, I know for this episode, Bug redid a couple of the courtroom graphics. I forget if they redid that one as well. That one might be like a newer refresh. 'cause
Yeah,
they
it's
did
very
redo some
cute.
of the things. Unscathed is the last thing anyone call my client after the events of that day. I got distracted in the line reading because Bug confirmed, yeah, the objection one was my white whale, they say.
Yay!
So they did a lot of work to make to show off Morgan's ooty cootiness. One look at his medical data from when he was arrested will tell you that much.
What are you getting at, counselor? The defendant's injuries were sustained at the Blue Blood's den, not at Crane Tower. The police didn't even find one drop of blood anywhere near that service elevator.
Well, that is a miracle. A bloodless ambush. But the fact that no blood was found makes it all the more painfully obvious what actually happened to that elevator panel.
Oh, he broke his hand punching. That's why he had the injuries on his left hand.
Exactly.
The elevator panel? Ugh.
My client broke half the bones in his left hand, smashing it up.
You really?
I might have. There was a lot of adrenaline at the time.
Did you not form a proper fist? Was your wrist not in alignment with your forearm?
As I said, Sarah, there was a lot of adrenaline.
Do you deny that his medical record clearly shows his left hand was broken?
Your Honor, what does does it matter that the defendant broke his left hand closing that elevator? It changes nothing about the witness's testimony.
What's our raise here? His testimony has been contradicted. His testimony stands.
I mean, it technically has been contradicted because he.
Contradicted. Yeah, because that means that Makoto was not aware of the entire situation.
Right? He said that he took a thing, he fought without taking a scratch, and he definitely did.
Of course it does.
How so? That was wrong.
Aww.
Try to think before you speak, counselor. This adjutant has enough trouble staying focused as is.
Well, it may be true that this wrinkle doesn't change the witness's testimony, but it does change the nature of the evidence you had him identify for the court.
The katana? Yoru!
Yoru.
Its name is Yaru.
We get it. Did you have a point to make, counselor?
There's something odd about the katana that's been entered into evidence. Something that makes no sense, given what we've learned about the outcome of this ambush. Let's look at the katana real quick, in case we're asked to say
Is it
something
that there's
specific.
some kind of indication that it was held with both hands?
Blade weapon found at the scene of the crime. Steel chip at several points. Fingerprints on the handle match the right hand of Sosuke Karia. No other prints found.
He broke his left hand, right?
Yeah.
So you'd have to hold it in his right hand.
Okay.
Namely, the swords. Let's look real quick, actually.
Let's look at it again.
What's the blood on it?
Yeah, let's take a second check. I keep looking for Yoru, but it's called Sosuke's sword in her notes because she's a hater. So, bladed weapon found at the scene of the crime, impaled in the torso. The steel chipped at several points, especially a tip. Identified Makoto as Yoru, taken along with Sosuke down to the lower wards. Fingerprints match the right hand. Blood residue at various points of the blade. Matches the DNA of the victims: Chapon, Miller, and Trey. Let's see.
Another weapon I had to wipe the prints off of before taking my leave.
It was indulgent. Trying to take Trey's head off wasn't my only indulgence either. I must have gotten Miller's blood on the blade's tip when I dragged it across the floor. This might actually... So let's go over... Because I think I might actually know what this is. And I think it might have to do with... If it's listed in here. It's not listed in here. I think let's... What's up? What do you think it is? Let's try the prints. Namely, the fingerprints that were found on the sword's handle.
Oh!
Fingerprints belonging to Sosuke's right hand.
Wait, hold on.
I
thought
no,
I had
I know what
something,
it is. I know what it is. Because Makoto just said that he was using it with two hands when he was fighting off the attackers.
Right, so no matter what, he should have fingerprints on both hands, no matter when he would have used it.
Right. Because even if he was only using it right-handed to do the murders, his left-handed prints would have still been on there.
Right. You're contradicting yourself, counselor.
I will say the fun part of it, having been like a month since we did the last episode, is now we're at a point where I remember how the gist of how the case goes, but I no longer have memorized the specific points where
details.
The specific logical jumps. So now I get to be surprised by reveals just as much as you.
Yay! We've already discussed how it was your client's left hand that he broke closing off the elevator. There's nothing contradictory about him using his right arm to wield the blade.
It can be like this because Sosuke has two hands.
It can be like this.
The people are correct. The sword found at the scene of the crime has my client's right hand fingerprints on its handle. Despite the fact that this witness just testified that Sosuke was swinging it with both hands. Like a... Oh, that's you.
Like a graceful swatter, specifically. No! Yeah, he did say that. So, did the little tyke misremember?
It was a chaotic situation where he feared for his life. The court should hardly expect him to have kept track of such an inconsequential detail.
Have you already forgotten my magnanimous powers of recollection?
Her tactics from earlier backfired.
I'll have you know I can recite all of my subordinates' birthdays down to the hour.
Write them all down so I can calculate their moon signs later.
It doesn't matter whether the witness is mistaken about Sosuke's grip, Your Honor. Because we have a
Alright,
much
fine,
bigger
whatever.
issue to address. Why this sword has only my client's fingerprints on it. Makoto testifies that Sosuke wielded this katana in his defense, an act of bravery that ended with my client face down on the floor of Crane Tower. He later woke up, held captive in the lower wards. I'll state the obvious here and say, while he was unconscious, he was moved. And so, the sword we have in the record must have also been handled by...
Oh,
And because we're high rollers, we're going to max out.
Yeah, because by one of the goons.
So
One of the
obviously,
goons.
not handled by him,
Nope.
except for getting stabbed by it, apparently.
Yeah.
Not handled by him, because he wasn't
By
there.
Creek.
But definitely handled by this guy who had it on his desk.
Yup.
Call that a softball where I'm from. Also, I don't know how well it comes through in the video capture, but love the added frame stop hit spark for critting like that. It feels so good. Our poor victim, Creek, of course. Oh, fuck.
Shit.
What do you mean?
Sosuke was knocked unconscious at Crane Tower. That means someone else must have brought his sword down to the lower wards. And the only people who had the opportunity to do so would have been his captors.
You mean his victims? Withdrawn. The defense is forgetting a fairly simple fact, Your Honor. There's more than one way to hold a sword.
Oh, worm?
In case the defense needs it clarified, Creek could have simply held the sword by its scabbard.
Except...
Nah, except it was already out, so he would have had to put it in the sheath.
No, and also Makoto had the scabbard. There's no
Yeah.
way he could have held
Oh
it
yeah,
by the
that's
scabbard.
right.
Ding, ding, ding. Sarah has the right
Ding,
of it.
ding, ding.
That's not possible, Your Honor. Makoto has already testified that Sosuke left the sword's scabbard with him when he thrust him back into the elevator. You get a black
Your
and white?
sheath was thrust into my arms, pushing me back into the elevator, and I landed on my rear.
Hold on,
I
let's
told you we'd be replaying it 5 times, baby! I see. And since her sword can't be resheathed until it's tasted blood.
I also love
It's
when
not
he,
the fucking. It's not the fucking half Zatochi.
you don't know that. I
Man,
love-
it could fucking be.
He could, when he says, he could have just held it by the blade and screamed a ton.
Yeah.
Just like that. Y'all ever see that Tumblr post? It's like, I dated this boy once in high school and he made some pizza while I was
I hate
over.
this part.
And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I hate this part. And he reached into the oven with his bare hands and grabbed the pizza directly off the rack with his bare hands.
Yeah.
Yes,
80
Your
needs-
Honor, very well said.
80 needs to stop playing TF2. You can sheath the sword before killing someone.
No,
real life.
you need to give her a big bottle of Scrumpy right now.
That's right.
We would have found the scabbard at the Blue Blood's den if Creek or his men had taken it with them. Instead, I imagine Makoto took it home.
You think he took key evidence of his own from his own assault and kept it from the police?
I absolutely did that!
Yeah. Of course I did. As if I would trust officers of the law to properly handle a family heirloom as precious as Yoru's sheath.
Impressive insight, Adonai. But what does this actually mean? Was there some mistake with how the evidence was handled?
There's no mistakes here. This was all done with intention. The intention to frame my client.
Fuck
By-
yes.
By putting his fingerprints onto that sword after the real culprit had already handled it.
Fuck, she's so cool looking.
She is.
What a lot of bullshit.
I like how increasingly all these cops kind of sound like Mike Stacklasa doing the Plinkett
That's
voice.
true. That's what they should sound like.
I mean, just do a random voice. The thing is, since we don't have the tutorial guy, we don't have. This is our chance to get more Plinkett.
Hey, defense lady, do you want some pizza rolls? I made some pizza rolls.
I got some pizza rolls for you.
I definitely didn't put any razor blades in the pizza rolls.
If you want, you can check out my web zone.
This case is the biggest disappointment since my son.
And the crowd goes wild. Though it does make a certain kind of sense.
Because it's the truth. I did wipe that katana's handle down after removing it from Trey's throat. But Sosuke just happened to be foolish enough to pick it up himself afterwards. It's frustrating having to keep all my best cards up my sleeve this time around. But the look on Emma's face when I do get to toss them out is...
Yes. The people are more than ready to counter, if it pleases the court.
We're gonna take a second to listen to this music.
Yes!
Oh, that's the good stuff.
She's so cool!
I believe this and the other new song are both by Lena Raine, right? The famously video game composer, auteur, a Celeste soundtrack, among other things.
I can actually hear that. Yeah, that makes sense. It just sounds like a fucking, Castlevania track in the best way, you know?
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
does.
It's the harpsichord.
The harpsichord is cool as shit, yeah.
We love a harpsichord in this house. Oh, she has theme music now. I'm fucked.
Oh shit, she's got a boss theme. Fuck. The defense has made an admirable effort to barrel ahead with this theory. Admirable, but predictable. With the foundation this week, charging ahead and hoping the court won't notice is the only option. Let us speak of the facts. This Creek character led a targeted ambush on the heir to House Ikaria, knowing he'd be guarded by a full security team. The Blue Bloods successfully sabotaged and intercepted Makoto's elevator at the precise floor they wanted. Meaning they knew exactly where he'd be and when. And they brought with them drugs capable of disabling a veteran with military-grade mods. Planning and attention to detail may be foreign concepts to the defense, but they should at least be able to recognize them.
Hey. Be nice. We're in a courtroom.
You have to be nice to me.
I feel like they're in the world where there's more episodes of this / just like it's not like a 5-episode thing. It's like a TV show. They have that relationship where it's like, yeah, my rival in court died and I don't know what to do because I used to just spend like at least once a week sending him 3-paragraph emails telling him to go to Alcoholics Anonymous and seek help for all this insane rambling.
So, is the defense seriously suggesting that after all that preparation, Creek's pod wouldn't bother to wear gloves?
Listen, you don't know them. They were all really stupid.
They're idiots.
I'm glad you asked so nicely. So we're still at max. Let's look over our things. We have Creek. He's just handsome, so you can look at him. We have Yoru.
Good-looking guy.
It's a cool sword. We have these needle guns. They have Creek's
That seriously have
fingerprints
some
on them.
fingerprints on them. What's up, baby?
We don't need to speculate about whether they wore gloves or not. Not when we have Creek's fingerprints on a weapon recovered from the crime scene.
That is...
A pretty good point, actually, Morgan.
Ooh, got your ass.
Yeah, she got your ass. Yes, these guys are sloppier than we thought. Yeah. I get to do a One Piece laugh. That's fun.
For you.
I know that is the intent also.
Oh yeah, for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
I know that fool loves One Piece.
Those blackguards were barefaced when they attacked us.
By the way, I appreciate you seeing that word and pronouncing it correctly. It makes me very
I
happy.
know how to say the word
I know
blackguard.
what a blackguard is.
I will see so many people on streams and everything who see that and say blackguard, which is not what
No.
the word is.
It's
That's
a
a blackguard.
That's a blackguard, baby.
We folks, we be playing video games with elves in them, so we know how blackguard is pronounced.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Listen.
folks, we be playing some Final Fantasy 14 and have incorporated must needs into our vocabulary.
Hey,
yeah, I
listen.
know what a fucking blackguard is.
Well, that's the thing is, I actually don't know if they ever even used the word blackguard in FF14.
They did.
Oh,
a
yes,
couple
they
times.
They
have.
do. They
do?
for sure do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
at
mostly
some point.
in Heaven's Word, like in the side content.
Ah, that would make sense.
Yeah, them Ellison be saying blackguard.
Because like,
But
I'm just struggling to think of a specific moment in FF14 where someone says it. You know? I
Oh
don't-
right, this is my line.
Yes.
Idiots. As if there wouldn't be repercussions for their actions. The least they could have done was disguise themselves.
Strike that from the record, Your Honor. Along with any future comments that suggest the Icaria would want revenge against these victims.
I was only speaking a plain truth.
Creek was their leader, correct? If even Creek wasn't wearing gloves, it's hard to imagine that none of them got their prints onto Yoru.
Unless the sword was indeed wiped down at some point afterwards.
Like, right around the time the true culprit was looking for Sosuke to take the fall.
That's very specific, Morgan.
Don't
It's
worry
a
about it.
It's a spicy theory.
It's just a game theory.
The game theory?
It's just that, Your Honor. A theory. A far-fetched, unstable theory that stacks presuppositions upon each other. Like a flapjack substituting quantity for quality.
That girl has opinions about pancakes.
I'll rephrase.
She's right too, for the record.
That's right. Hey, listen, nothing
Yeah,
can
I'd rather have-
nothing. There's no substitute for a really good pancake.
Yeah, like there's no one in the world who would rather have like 10 bad pancakes compared to like 2 good pancakes.
That's right.
You don't want like a half dozen stack of IHOP pancakes. You want the single big fluffy rice cooker pancake.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like there are certain foods that I can eat like I can like eat like a dozen bad ones instead of like 2 good ones, but like not pancakes.
No, not pancakes.
This inconsistency is easily answered without jumping through the defense's absurdly arranged hoops.
That's a little better.
We already know that the Blue Bloods had successfully taken down the Icaria's head of security. And we already know that they went out of their way to take the defendant captive despite him not being their original target. Furthermore, as the defense has belabored, we know that they decided to take a useless piece of steel with them from the scene of their crime.
Useless?
If we ask why, the answer is obvious. Because orcas are superstitious and immature.
Okay, Batman. Christ.
I think it's rude to say that about porpoises in general, but especially that one. If anything, you should be saying this about dolphins.
Yeah.
Well, no, I hate to do this. The joke is the orca is a Batman villain.
Oh, I see.
They wanted a trophy. And what is there to do with a trophy? Other than polish it.
Ooh,
waft from Creek's desk.
Ah,
I knew she flagged it in the arcs for some reason, but she thought this many steps ahead?
The defense is correct. The sword was wiped down before Sosuke took it up as his murder weapon. By the very same victims he'd go on to claim it with.
That is... completely logical explanation. Damn it!
Ow. How do we respond to that, Adonai? Sorry, the cat was biting me.
Can one of you fine officers in the court please get your fucking cat out of the defense stand? Thank
Stop
you.
biting my robot girl!
Honestly, where do you get cats with teeth strong enough to make an android feel pain?
In his case, he loved to bite. He has honed his teeth in the fires.
Thank
Don't
you,
look at-
officer. Please
Don't
get
you
your cat.
look at me like that, Cash. Get off me.
We check. We don't. I can't. It makes perfect sense.
So, does that mean that she's described what actually happened?
Not at all. I wiped off the sword myself because my prints were on it. Same as I wiped my prints off every other. Right. If I can't find fault with Emma's conclusion, I need to find fault with the logic that led her there.
I see. And, how do you do that?
By adjusting my aim. As the people say, Your Honor, no one's fingerprints but my client's are on the murder weapon. That only makes sense if he's guilty or being framed.
There's no evidence to suggest that he's been framed because his captors had valid reasons for wiping off the sword.
That's true. They did have a good reason to wipe off the sword. But that's not the murder weapon I'm referring to. So, over here, we have Magus. Hi, Magus, if you're still here.
Yeah, right?
that can't be right.
Only prints are Sosuke's left hand.
Oh, that's
That
the
can't
one.
be right.
That can't be right, baby.
That's
That's the one.
interesting. Recovered from Crane Tower, Creek's fingerprints.
Okay.
Used to destroy Trey's head, only partial prints found. Anyway,
It's
it seems
gotta
like
be
the obvious one
none-
is this.
Yeah, it's the extremely obvious one, yeah. Oh,
Oh, I have to.
think you're
I
supposed
put it here.
Boom.
Yeah.
The gun is the murder weapon I'm referring to.
what?
The police are confident that this Mag US is the gun that was used to kill Tanks and Creek. I know I just called it a Magus a minute ago, but there was a hyphen in one and not in this one.
And your client was arrested with it on his person. And it has your client's prints on it.
But it was owned by Tanks.
And the records show that Sasuke's are the only fingerprints on that doohickey. So that means this Tanks guy had never laid a finger on his own gun?
It's entirely possible that Tank simply liked to polish his gun too.
Hey, we all do it. She beat me to it.
Phrasing.
Ben, did you really think 8084 wasn't going to jump on the chance to make a jack-off
Yeah.
joke?
I thought there would be a line of dialogue between them at least.
No.
No.
She's a woman who takes opportunities, damn it.
If she weren't in front of a crowd,
It is funny that she's making JO jokes in front of a crowd of angry cops.
Yeah.
What a queen.
She's a queen.
So he was polishing it right up until the moment his captor grabbed it and used it against him?
poor phrasing.
Was
It is a shame that 8084 literally can only exist when the court is in session.
No, she's so good.
She is spending the entire time going like, I wish I had a break. I could be jerking off right now.
Literally.
I could be reading so much fan fiction right now.
Yes, well, 8 of my personalities are used for determining court shit. The 9th one just mostly looks at porn on the internet while the other ones do all the hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it before or after his internal bleeding that my client took the gun off Tanks without him even laying a finger on it first? Before or after being tortured that he got the gun with no struggle?
Could have wrestled over the gun while it was out of reach.
Tanks had no injuries besides the hole in his chest. How did he get into a struggle and not get so much as a scratch?
The likelihood of that scenario.
Would seem to come down to the order in which each individual died, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then perhaps we ought to hear some more detailed testimony about that.
Of course.
The defense has no more questions for this witness, Your Honor. We don't object. I will say it's very funny because of how the facial tracking on this VTuber works. Just 3D, there's like webcam-based tracking in general.
Mhm.
I had a moment where I had like I felt a little bit of a burp coming on, and I put my hand over my mouth, and it like, because I'm covering my mouth, it makes my head crane down when I do that, even though I have not moved my head at all. Because
That's funny.
it thinks that my mouth has moved and it's moving,
Oh, that's
it's tracking it
smart.
differently.
That's cute.
Interesting.
Hold on. What are you saying?
Okie dokie then, closing the connection.
Wait, no!
Goodbye, little kid!
Said wait,
Flushed him down the toilet. Makoto seemed to be in good spirits, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he was his usual irreproachable self. So how can you find something about that to be depressed over?
I'm ashamed that he testified at all. His appearance here runs the risk of sullying the house's visage with my mistakes.
Well, he couldn't exactly slip the subpoena by claiming he had homework to do.
You of all people should understand that the house doesn't have to appear in court if it truly doesn't want to. A fine levied on your account is always preferable to a smudge staining your reputation.
But he did testify.
But he did testify.
Oh, that was your line. I'm sorry, I was looking at chat.
Yes, and he no doubt went directly against one or more family elders to do so. He should not be incurring debts for my sake.
So he put himself at a disadvantage for you. Do you think Makoto would want you to apologize? Or do you think he'd want you to thank him?
He's young. He doesn't know what he wants yet.
It's really the Sarah Power Hour.
oh, it's the Sarah Power Hour. Hang on.
Oh, that's okay. You actually have a minute because ad break just started. So
Cool,
I think,
Hey.
I need to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
yeah, cool. Do that.
Goodbye, we'll miss you.
Quick, while Sarah's gone, everybody say how much you think she's cool. I think Sarah's doing a lot of hard work on this episode and also most court episodes.
Yeah.
She's constantly having to talk to herself.
Look, it's something that keeps happening.
We're definitely not gonna have Farah Reyes on the stand later in this case.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know. Anything could be true.
Well, at least me being the judge means I get to get a couple hits in.
And if I did know, I'd never tell. It seems the ad break is over on my side of the equation, though, so I can.
I guess we'll just have to keep playing to find out
That's right.
how many characters Sarah will have to voice. in one cutscene.
It is the unfortunate like it is a thing of like, if I voiced any characters, it would be happening every case as well. But also I can't tell Sarah not to play any other characters just because she is playing Emma, because Emma only shows up about as much as any other character does, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It can't be helped.
Listen, that's just the nature of us only having 4 people to do this whole damn podcast.
That's right. We're just like Bethesda in that way.
No, I mean, yeah, but it's like worse now. Because they don't even have Jim Cummings in Fallout 4 that I can recall.
No, I mean, they I will say Bethesda now actually does have a lot more voice actors, but like I'm still thinking of like Oblivion especially, where like you had like fucking 6 people basically.
Mhm.
It's only a slight exaggeration. You had a very small amount of people to voice literally every single character in the game, and then also Patrick Stewart was there.
New Vegas is pretty bad with that, too.
Yeah. But in New Vegas's defense,
There's
it's
so
it's
much
a
Liam O'Brien.
it's a Xbox 360 Rush sequel, which is the style of the time.
There is so much Liam O'Brien in New Vegas.
2000
Yuri Lowenthal, too.
Yeah, 2000 to 2015 was like the era of Obsidian, where it's just like, we made this game on about a year, and like our budget was 1 box of pizza that we had to make last. That game also had the very telling early Bethesda-ism of promising Obsidian a bonus if they met a certain Metacritic review, and then like they missed it by 1 point, and Bethesda's like, no, we're not paying you.
Yep.
Crazy how they have just been doing that, like literally even before the Microsoft buyout. Great
All right,
company.
I'm back.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Okay. We ready? Are we back from ad break?
Oh yes.
Yeah, we're back.
Yes.
Okay. Yumi Sato, medical examiner.
Yumi.
Sarah! Dr. Sato, we're very grateful for your work sorting through the large number of reports related to this case.
Let's remind ourselves what we know about. That's evidence. She's not evidence.
No.
She's my friend, Yumi Sato. Ooh, 3/3 birthday. I forgot.
Dislikes frame interpolation. Me too, bitch.
Yeah.
If I go to your house and I see that soap opera mode is on, I get sad. I just
Yeah.
gotta say, it makes
If
me
you-
really sad.
If you upload an anime opening at 60 frames a second, I'm gonna show up at your house.
That's right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I will beat you with this
Yeah.
fish I found in your kitchen.
With this grilled fish I found in her kitchen because she likes grilled fish.
Yeah. Also, I like her coat is very easy to sanitize, which true. That's just a tarp. That's just
a fact, baby.
that's just like a raincoat.
Yeah.
You can get that closet cosplay. You can get that coat from the Publix for like $2.
Yeah.
Every time you go to SeaWorld, they give you one for free if you're in the front row.
The most expensive
But you
part
shouldn't
of,
go to SeaWorld.
the most expensive part of cosplaying Yumi Sato is the part where you have to get a full torso and arm centipede tattoo that will take like,
Yeah.
a couple months of your life and probably several $1,000s.
But
I don't
it'll
know,
look
it's the
sick
same-
as hell when it's done.
That's
Listen,
right.
it's the same color as like a henna tattoo. You could get away with just doing a henna tattoo.
You could just get you could just get a brown permanent marker and draw it.
But it's not the same.
I mean, if you're really committed to it, you should get a real permanent tattoo. It's the only way.
All right, come on. I did this line. Yeah, 5 bodies, all high priority. Had my head underwater for a good while there. We'd prefer not to tax you with repeating every grisly detail. But if you could you please walk the court through the time of death for each victim and the manner in which they were determined? Right. From the top. Anchorton, aka Tanks, had a mishmash of street legal and chop shop mods along his forearms. None of them were particularly up to date, but they were all working and they did monitor his heart rate. Tank's heart stopped at 9:44 p.m. The cause of death was
That.
Bang.
Ah, that was
You know.
fun.
good times. The slug had a hollow design intended to shatter inside the target. There's no mistaking that he was killed by his own gun, the Mag US, from a distance of 1 to 2 meters. Next up is Sungmin Trey Trench. He also had relatively low-end mods installed, and they show his heart stopping at 9:45 p.m. He died from exsanguination, blood loss resulting from a laceration across his neck by a sharp metal blade. That wasn't the only injury his body sustained, though, was it? No, it was not. Posthumously, his skull was... well, you know. Heavens Miller Smiles received a puncture wound straight through his jugular vein.
Heaven Smiles is still such a good name, and also Killer 7 reference. I'm sad that now that it has been done here, I can't take it myself.
I know.
I would name a character that instantly. I would name myself that instantly.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Then the blade was withdrawn, exacerbating blood loss, and he was likely unconscious within seconds of falling to the ground. Miller had mods, but had evidently gone to great lengths to remove all monitoring tech from them. And he was not found with any electronics on his person.
And also, he was wearing tinfoil underwear, which I found strange. Like that Achewood comic. Do any of you remember Achewood? No, I guess it isn't
Does
80.
anybody
I guess
know
it is
what
80 years
No.
old.
Using purely medical means, I narrowed his time of death down to a window of 10 minutes between 9:40 and 9:50 p.m.
Even though I killed him third, and he was the second to die.
And that brings us to Creek. Yeah, like Tanks, Lakers Creek Christoph was shot once with a hollow slug from a distance of 1 to 2 meters. However, the slug penetrated just beneath their solar plexus and failed to completely shatter when it impacted a low-end spinal brace mod. As a result, Creek didn't die immediately. It is my medical opinion that Creek would have slowly bled out over the course of about 5 minutes. Their mod did not have biomonitoring capabilities. So, like with Miller, I've done what I can to narrow down the time of death to a 10-minute window between 9:40 and 9:50.
So he was barely modded? And he stayed conscious that whole time anyway? Huh.
But we do have one other context clue to work with. This datapad was found very close to Creek's body, and technicians confirmed that it requires Creek's fingerprints for most functions. That means it's unlikely that anyone else would have been able to manipulate it. And we found that the last action taken on it was an attempted dark card transaction that failed at 9:44 p.m. What could cause a dark card transaction to fail? Either they hit cancel or the card itself was jostled, interrupting the scan. As if the datapad was suddenly dropped.
Speculation?
How much qualification does one need to understand that card readers can be finicky, Your Honor?
Sure enough, chip, swipe, pin, tap. Just let me buy the damn balloon animal, you clown.
I'm gonna use that's let me buy the damn balloon animal, you clown. It's a fantastic line. What a good phrase to say. That's some fucking this is a Wendy's, sir.
Yeah.
I saw some Northern Lion clip from earlier that I really enjoyed where someone was shit talking him, and he's like, "You're really in here in the circus going, damn, isn't it crazy that there's all these clowns around? Brother, grab your nose and give it a squeeze for me."
That's
good.
great.
So, taking that digital evidence into account, Creek must have been shot at the exact same time as Tanks. Thank you. There's one more body you examined for this case, yes? Officer Tariq Chopin.
I like that he's doing like the cool guy wink in his official portrait.
Maybe he's missing an eye. I don't know.
Is he in here?
Yeah, scroll up.
He's not in here.
Yep,
He's
right
in-
there.
He is.
Yeah,
second.
no, he
Oh, yeah.
directly under 80.
He's not.
No, he's not. Okay.
He's just
Okay,
doing
he's
a
got
cool
two
guy
eyes.
wink in his portrait.
Oh, he's squinting. I see. Okay.
You can just hear him like just doing the yare yare, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Mindux.
Officer Tariq Chopin. I didn't need to determine his time of death as a patrol officer. He had a standard suite of police-issued biomonitors. So we know that Officer Chopin's heart stopped at 10:14:04 p.m.
Oh, it's spooky. It's
And so when-
10:12 right now.
When you become a
Cool.
cop, they just jam you with a biomonitor so that they know exactly when you die.
Yeah, pretty much. Triggering an automatic 10999 alert. Officer down.
The picture of the celebrating star appears here.
Yeah.
Lighting up that crime scene like a firecracker and ensuring every cop in the city would come running, royally pissed and safety's off.
Chopin was impaled through his back by a long, thin blade. It severed his aorta, and as a result, he died instantly. To summarize, then, we can conclude that Tank's gun was taken from him before 9:44 p.m. He and Creek were then shot with it. Their attacker, out of ammunition, took up a sword and stabbed Miller in the throat before slicing into Trey's neck. This individual then proceeded to posthumously crush Trey's skull by striking it so hard that they shattered a baseball bat, as Creek bled to death on the other side of the room. Finally, when Officer Chopin entered the scene, they stabbed him in the back, before finally being apprehended by Officer Rogers. That's all correct as far as we understand it.
So now Rockford's put together a timeline.
Probably helpful for the jury, putting it all in chronological order. But have we actually learned anything new about the culprit's actions?
We have. Emma brought her on the stand to establish the culprits. I believe. What do y'all think? I think I know what the answer is.
Starting
Starting time?
time?
No.
Starting
'cause-
position.
Methodology, because determining what order everyone was killed in.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, because they literally were talking. No, it is methodology, I feel like.
We have two for methodology. She wanted to establish the culprit's methodology.
As in, what tools they used for each murder?
That wasn't new information to me. Was it new to you?
Not in the slightest.
Oh, well,
Oh,
not wrong.
sorry, poor phrasing. What I meant by that was that Sato's established where the killer must have started their spree. So the answer was actually position.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't get penalized for that, though. We just don't get any bonus points.
That's okay. Correct. Because Creek and Tanks died first, and they were shot. They were both shot from within 1 to 2 meters. We know that the culprit must have started taking action right by the desk.
And not by the door to the quote-unquote holding room.
Indeed.
So the likelihood that my client broke out from there...
Is not very high at all.
I like, I'm only catching it now in the replay. I like the second use of check.
Mhm.
She has
Yeah.
a check for when she's
Yeah.
losing and a check for when she's winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
An abundance of DNA evidence establishes that the defendant was indeed held in the other room. But clearly, he didn't remain there. His captors must have taken him out to question him in the main room and dragged him in front of the desk where Tanks' gun would have been within reach.
You're the one who's reaching.
You have evidence to the contrary? A better explanation for how he got out of where he was being held?
Can't exactly propose that the real killer set him free as a scapegoat. The forensics are clear. My client was gagged and bound in that room.
Was. But clearly they had to cut him loose to question him. A mistake that ended up costing them their lives.
Do you think that's true, Sasuke?
I'm not positive, of course. But my body is telling me that I was held in that room from the time I woke up until I got myself free.
Emma's theory about the Blue Bloods being dumb enough to let Sosuke near a gun isn't perfect, but it's still a theory. I don't have jack shit to counter with because not even Sosuke knows how I let him out.
If the defense has no objections,
Then they'll just have to take this L and meekly move on to their cross-examination.
Love this expression.
I know.
I don't know. They made you sound very feeble.
You've developed a habit of only using we when I'm winning. Fix it.
That made us sound very feeble?
Why do I have to get roped in?
Emma's already established a timeline and an order of events. I could pick at the details, but she's close enough to the truth already. I know the truth firsthand about every death except Chapon. In his case, Emma and I are on even footing. So what's my advantage? What do I know that everyone else is mistaken about?
The timing.
That's not true.
Because
They've
Yeah,
got
the
the
timing's
timing
pretty
pretty
laid
cool.
out.
They've got the timing down.
No? Because Emma is postulating that Creek and Tanks were the first to die, were like the ones that she shot first, but the actual order went. Wait, am I wrong? It's
You
been
are
a hot
wrong. That
minute.
is the actual order.
Okay.
Yeah.
She shot
Okay.
Tanks and then immediately shot Creek. She moved on
It
to
just
kill...
took Creek a while to die. Okay, right.
Then
okay.
she moved
Yes,
on to kill
isn't that-
Miller, and then she moved on to kill Trey.
Okay.
And the causes of death they have pretty locked down as well.
But the thing that they don't know, if you'll throw your mind back to when Morgan did all that killing,
Mhm.
obviously she killed Tanks with the gun and then shot Creek with the same gun.
Right.
What did she attack Miller with?
Her own knife, right?
Yeah, that hasn't come up, has it?
No,
Oh!
okay. It's murder. Okay, then. Yeah.
Right, the murder weapons. Everyone thinks Miller was stabbed in the neck by the katana. I'm the only one who knows my knife was there. There's got to be a way I can use that information to my advantage here, without revealing that I have it or how I got it. I'm walking a razor's edge here.
Oh, a knife's edge, you could say?
No, I won't
Ah,
actually,
damn it.
thank you.
I'm not clever enough for this game.
At least it's thematically appropriate. The defense is ready to begin our cross-examination, Your Honor. Back to this game. Dr.
Oh,
Sato.
God, it's been a while.
Sure has. You were asked to examine all 5 bodies. Did you visit the crime scene?
I did not. Have not. Photos and other ARCS data were provided to me to aid in my examination. Surely the defense isn't objecting to a little virtual work.
Of course not. After all, had anything been added or removed from the crime scenes, the ARCs would show it. There's no fooling it once it's been set up. So, let's start with here. Just softball. 2 individuals suffered gunshot wounds. You found that both matched the MAG-US firearm that's been entered into evidence?
I did. Shrapnel is by nature unpredictable, but the scale of destruction does make it pretty hard to mistake for anything else.
Didn't exactly learn anything new there. What's our press? No, that's...
No, just stay.
No, bestie. Blade wounds. The victims, Trey and Miller, were both attacked with a blade. Exactly how fast did they die?
Trey had his throat slashed, and blood found on his hands suggests that he had time to reach up to his neck in response. But he would have quickly stumbled back and collapsed onto the floor, dead. Miller wouldn't have lost much blood at the moment. His neck was punctured. For that kind of wound, the weapon acted as like a stopper. But once that stopper was removed, he would have lost consciousness in mere seconds.
And while the blade was still in his neck?
If it was there for more than a second? He, too, would have reflexively reached up, presumably to try and grab the blade.
This seems like a reasonable press.
Yeah.
Is there any evidence that he tried to grab the razor-sharp katana lodged into his neck?
Huh. He had his own blood on his right hand, but there were no cuts on it.
Because he grabbed the knife's handle, not a sword's edge.
So it stands to reason that the blade was withdrawn very quickly. By the time his hands reached up to his neck, it must have been gone.
One of many small inconsistencies with this katana theory I can shine a light on. Will that be enough? We'll get back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Could you speak a little more about the manner of Officer Chapon's death?
Well, to reiterate, his body was found with the katana stuck through his back. It had punctured his heart, killing him. There was massive blood loss at the scene. At least in part because the wound in question was agitated, I suppose I'd say. Press that. What does agitated mean? Yeah.
Yeah, let's figure out more about that.
What do you mean by agitated?
Honestly, as though after impalement, the blade was moved around inside the wound. As if it had become stuck and someone was struggling to remove it.
That's interesting.
London mentioned that Sato found this wound odd, but to hear her specifically say the blade had become stuck, that's interesting. Stabbing Miller's neck so precisely and so fast, that would be quite a feat of swordsmanship.
Stating a conclusion, Your Honor.
Comments withdrawn, quick as a blade. Have you ever seen a stab wound like the one that killed Miller inflicted by a long blade and wielded in one hand by a man experiencing heavy blood loss?
No, I can't say that I have. Now, whether that maneuver is impressive or improbable... Well, I'm a doctor, not a fencer.
And Sosuke doesn't own a rapier. Let's press this.
That's a
that's
pretty
a
good
good
one,
press.
yeah.
Did you find that the stab wound on Miller's neck fit the sword that the police recovered?
Approximately.
That doesn't sound conclusive.
The entry wound is slightly smaller than I would expect for such a precise stab. And the sword hand must have barely trembled, but it's within tolerable ranges. Furthermore, DNA on the tip of the sword is a match for Miller.
Damn, it's just because I happened to drag it across where his blood had dripped.
Didn't they say it had the tip missing?
No,
It was chipped.
it's chipped.
Chipped.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, there isn't any other implement at the scene that fits the wound better.
No, of course there isn't. Thank you, Dr. Sato. I think I can speak for us all when I say I found that very enlightening. Blackjack, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Emma's just like, why does she always say blackjack after she's done cross-examining a
Does
witness?
she think she's playing cards or something? God,
She's
she's
such
so fucking lame.
She's such
Is
a
this-
dork. I hate her and her giant
Can
boobs
she
and her
settle-
beautiful face.
Can she settle on a card game? Like she's doing blackjack, she's doing poker, she's doing craps. Pick a lane.
Oh, understood.
Idiot.
I'll
In
move
the
on.
background, just snoring loudly.
I'll
Yeah.
move on to being mahjong themed. Thank you. Dr. Sato, you just testified that Officer Chapon was impaled from behind. Did this occur on the spot where the body was found?
Yes, it did. The body shows no signs of being moved.
I'm curious then. What was there for the sword to get stuck on?
Well, if Chopin was in the center of the room, standing upright, I mean, he wouldn't have got caught on air, right? Bone, perhaps?
Surely you examined the wound inside and out. Did you see marks on his rib cage where the blade had caught?
No, I didn't.
Then it stands to reason that the blade didn't get caught on anything inside Mr. Chapon.
It got caught on the floor.
Pardon?
You need to take greater advantage of the arcs, Counselor Morgan. Learn to flip things on their head. Turn the chessboard around, if you will. Entire rooms, if need be.
I'll repeat it in red, Morgan. You're dumb as fuck.
Repeat it in red, Morgan. You're an incompetent. If you had, you'd see that there's a clear indentation in the floor that lines up perfectly with Mr. Chopin's wound. How do you think the tip of the sword got chipped?
You're saying the sword got stuck in the floor.
That's what the facts are saying. Do you disagree?
What's our raise?
It's our raise.
Sword couldn't have gotten stuck in the floor.
No, that's nothing.
Well, it's like a hard concrete floor,
Yeah.
right?
I think so.
What would it get stuck on?
The floor.
In the floor. It got
like-
jammed hard enough into the floor to get stuck.
I don't think. I mean, this is a video game. But I don't think the physics of that add up. I think it's more likely the blade would have shattered on concrete rather than get stuck, like would pierce through it.
No, I mean,
not.
she's saying it chipped.
I'm
Did they
going.
not? Did they?
I'm going to raise here because Ben's touching on something important that I do think is relevant. But not for the reasons that Ben is bringing it up. We're gonna raise. Of course that's not possible. He was stabbed in the back while standing up. So,
So he would
Oh,
have
never
been
mind.
collapsed face first onto the floor, bringing the sword with him.
I
Again, I
remembered that
don't
was
think
where
that would-
where she was going with it, but I misremembered whether it was relevant or not to the thing. But it's okay, because we get to see Morgan losing.
That's right.
Well, yes, if you want to get technical. I suppose if Chapon was impaled, then fell face first.
It makes perfect sense for the sword to get caught in the floor as he collapsed on top of it. So we can conclude that after being impaled, Chapon fell over with the sword still in his torso, driving the sword into the ground. And then his attacker aggravated the wound by trying to retrieve the sword from his corpse. Does that sound right?
What? Are you asking me?
On her Steam Deck over there.
Yeah.
This is the Switch 2, I'll have you know.
I'm playing Donkey Kong. Leave me alone. I'm tired of hearing about swords and floors.
8084 and 2086. I wonder if someday they'll make a Switch 3.
Sort of asking the room, I guess.
I'm out of tea, which means no more no more VTuber flailing around
Damn.
for the rest of the
Glitches.
thing. Well, I believe I can answer. What you're describing makes sense, Dr. Sato, but only up until we consider again the fingerprints on the sword handle.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking of.
that's a good point.
If my client really did impale Tariq Chapin and get his sword stuck doing so, why would he try to retrieve it with only one hand?
Because he had to retrieve it with one hand. His hand was broken. There we go. You yourself already elucidated that the defendant's left hand was broken when he destroyed the elevator panel in Crane Tower.
His left hand was too damaged for him to even grip a sword. That doesn't square with this piece of evidence.
Oh, it's the gun.
Ah,
The gun.
yes.
Ah!
Ben has the right of it. And we're going to go max up. We'll go through everything just a thing. His medical records. Yeah, his left hand's broken.
Yeah.
Yoru only has his right hand, that's fine. But the gun was wielded with his left, or at least had his hand fingerprints on it.
Yeah, he had enough
Furious.
strength to actually grip a gun at the very least.
The Mag US?
How could my client's left hand be too damaged to grip his sword, and yet also capable of gripping the Mag US?
That oddity is hardly impossible to explain.
This is still like my favorite Morgan facial expression, by the way.
It's a
It's
good one.
really good.
I know that like that Tamama no Mai Fate is like on the mood board for a lot of Morgan's facial expressions, but this
I'm
is
not
like to
shocked
me
by that one bit.
this is to me the most Tamamo expression on the docket, and she's so cute. She's like, did I do that?
I'm being so cheeky right now.
Oh, look at me.
Are you mad at me?
Emma, do you hate me? Are you so mad at me? Do you want to fight about it?
Please fight me about it, please.
We've already determined that the Mag US was fired twice before the sword was used at all. Firing such a weapon with a broken hand surely rendered his left useless.
That's
It is difficult to wield a sort of damaged hand, isn't it, Sasuke?
Historically, even the loss of a pinky on your non-dominant hand was considered enough to render you relatively defenseless.
I only know this from reading specific King Arthur fictions. That,
Hey!
the Warlord trilogy has an entire bit about where like after I think it was like after like an army surrendered or something, they just went around breaking their pinky fingers so they couldn't hold swords anymore, and that was like literally enough.
Mm.
It's actually crazy. That's genuine, like, that's biological fact. Your pinky is, like, reinforces your grip so much that if you take your pinky off, like, try to grip something, like anything, with your hand without using your pinky and with your pinky, and you'll literally feel the difference, right?
Yeah.
Because you use it as a counterbalance.
That's why
Exactly.
one of the weirdest things about Resident Evil 8 to me was that Ethan loses his two fingers on his hand, and then proceeds to use that to like slide down zip lines and stuff, and I'm like, that's not right.
Oh, yeah, no, Ben, that's the least realistic thing about Resident Evil 8, for sure.
I was gonna say,
definitely.
Ben,
For sure.
Ben, in his defense, he is like 80% evil mushrooms by volume.
That's the
I
well,
know,
no.
it's-
Ben's saying that that's the evidence that he is clearly, obviously, a mushroom man.
Yeah.
Ah.
I
Like
see,
something here ain't right because he's able to do all this stuff.
Oh, hey, other one dude. You get the dodgeball. Someone dodgeball other one dude real quick for me.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations on your first official dodgeballing.
Is that why Yakuza would offer to cut off fingers as recompense for offenses?
That's right, Sarah. In fact,
She's so happy to be told that she's
She's
right
so
by
proud.
by a sexy guy,
By
You
a
know, it's
handsome
just
man.
by a big
an-
heartthrob, big slab of beef.
It's an important team building exercise to show that your subordinates that you have to rely and count on them when you make a fuck up. A little
right.
fucky wucky.
Cut the chatter and save the history lesson.
Oh, okay.
He had to pull his sword loose with one hand because his left was useless. Looking at all the forensics pulled from a katana, that's... Your Honor, the people claim that my client had to use one hand to retrieve the sword because his other hand was disabled. But does the evidence actually suggest that?
What do you mean?
Forensics performed on the katana found my client's right hand fingerprints on the handle. But what grip are the prints a match for?
Let me just give it a quick think here as I meticulously analyze the position of each finger. A normal grip. The grip is normal.
a grip that any normal person would have.
Do you mean to say that the thumb is facing toward the blade, Your Honor?
Well, yeah, but isn't it just easier to just say he held it like normal?
If my client only held the sword with his right hand normally, Your Honor, that would mean he held the handle like that even as he tried to jostle the blade free from the floor it was impaled in.
I mean, I don't know, Morgan. Thank you. Which is far from impossible. But if, Your Honor, the court has questions about exactly how the defendant was positioned when he was found standing above Officer Chapon's corpse, I believe the people's next witness will be able to answer all of them.
That can only mean it's finally time to face off with the arresting officer.
Chapon's partner.
Very well. Then let us summon to the stand. Null name not found.
What?
What?
Is that a family or a given name?
What?
Yeah, got one big ol' error right here, and it's a classic. Witness not found. Literally. Ain't here.
What? He's had hours to get here. What the hell could possibly be?
Our star witness is a no-show?
Is this good news or bad news?
Like hitting the jackpot on the world's sketchiest slot machine. It feels good, but you get the feeling that the staff is going to make you pay for it.
That idiotic.
Pay for it when?
Fine. I'll finish it myself.
He puts on the Infinity Gauntlet.
Right about now.
Perhaps it's for the best then, Your Honor. We can save the court the trouble by wrapping up things here and now. The facts are simple and the defense has failed to refute them. Thus, the people call for summary judgment.
Already?
The defendant is the only one with his prints on the gun. He is the only one with his prints on the katana. His own employer testified to this court that he was attacked and captured by 4 of the 5 victims. He was found and arrested standing over the body of a dead cop before 2 more officers arrived and secured the scene.
That must be Reyes in London she's referring to.
As
As the only living person left at the scene of the crime, there was no one else who could have committed these murders.
She's on a tear, and I'd be lying if I said it wasn't entertaining. But it's only because she's on tilt. She was thrown off by her witness flaking, and it's caused her to overstep. He just fired off a lot of claims in quick succession. Which is the weakest one? Where do I counterattack? So, we have 4 options. The murder weapons. We probably can't do that because we still have no way to bring up the knife.
Mm-hmm.
DNA evidence, which has not been great for us. I don't think there's really a whole lot of it, honestly. Nothing that looks good. Only suspect, question mark. Police testimony, question mark.
Yeah.
We don't have anything that indicates any other person because Morgan wiped the fingerprints off.
The problem is that we know that there's another suspect, but we can't say there's another suspect.
Yeah.
My problem is also that we have decided to skip police testimony right as we were about to get police testimony.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too, is that there's just not a lot of police testimony. Like, okay, the guy who found Sosuke didn't show up. You could still probably call Reyes or London to the stand, right? There's not a lot of police
Which
testimony.
also caused their testimony about how they found Chapon into stand.
Right.
Yeah, let's look at this one and see. And the police testimony she's made reference to hasn't been presented to the court yet. But it's not as if Rogers could be lying about arresting Sosuke. I'm actually gonna, real quick, before I continue. This great music is coming through a little loud, and I don't want to tweak settings in the thing, so I'm just going to tweak it down on OBS a little bit.
So good.
I know it's good. Well, you guys who are just watching me get it at full volume, the Twitch chat is going to get it reduced a little bit, and I'm sorry for that.
It's so good.
But, you know, if you like the music, consider
purchasing of the devil.
buying Of the Devil episodes 1 and 2 on Steam and listening to this music yourself.
Yeah.
I'd wink if I could, but my model only has one eye, so I just keep blinking like this. We're all standing here because he was arrested.
That's not it.
Okay.
Let's try this one then.
Yeah.
She just claimed that Sosuke's the only one who could have committed these murders. She can't possibly prove that. And we got our 2 points back.
All right.
Yeah, baby.
She can't prove that there wasn't anyone else there that night because I actually was.
Okay, so it's kind of on the right track.
Yeah. And unlike her, I can prove the possibility of another party being present without having to reveal their identity. The people are
the black card.
Uh-huh.
Oh!
The people are mistaken, Your Honor. My client wasn't the only other person there that night. And there's evidence to show it. So, the cloth.
Yep.
Use the white prints?
No.
Yes. Classified documents? Not really relevant.
Not really.
Broken bat? Not really relevant. But the dark card.
That's the one. What is that? The dark card found lodged into Creek's datapad?
That's right. The perfect payment option when neither you nor the businesses you frequent like attaching names to faces. We've already discussed that within moments of Creek's death, a transaction was being attempted on his datapad. A transaction made using this dark card. But whatever for? Perhaps some of the handful of illicit substances that were found at the scene of the crime?
Oh crap, yeah! I almost forgot.
Me too.
These guys were drug dealers.
And drug dealers get customers, Your Honor. Customers that can be very temperamental when things go south.
Are you trying to suggest that these killings were the result of a drug deal gone wrong?
And just one shitty blunt was the cause for it all. I mean, they sort of were.
A drug deal made in person at a blue blood stronghold?
Dark cards require a passkey and a fingerprint. The card would be useless if its owner wasn't physically present for the transaction. A transaction that might be abruptly cancelled if tensions boiled over.
potential buyer would likely have been across the desk from Creek.
The same spot in the room that we've established that the killer must have started their rampage.
Cute idea, counselor, but there's no meat to it. We know that Creek was using that datapad before he died. And we know that the dark card was processing a transaction at the time. But for some reason, you've made the assumption that he was selling. When the simplest explanation is that he was buying. Using the dark card that he owned.
The dark card belonged to Creek.
How will you respond?
I don't need to respond with evidence. I just need to point out the flawed evidence she's constructed her argument upon.
It's that the dark card didn't belong to Creek.
Let's see. Let's go over things. Creek's datapad found on Creek's desk, Creek's and Chapon's fingerprints. Recorded aborted dark card transaction. Found stuck in datapad, wiped of all prints, known to only rich and criminals. Leader of Blue Blood Pod, face ID by Makoto, second shot, second to last dead. So, I mean, this isn't probably it. Like,
No.
he was involved. Our two options are either we know that she's flawed about, like, who owned the dark card. The negative against this being that it's only known to rich and criminals. Creek obviously knows what it is. So it wouldn't be unrealistic for him to either have or use it.
Right.
The datapad has Chapon's fingerprints on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And also there's an aborted dark card transaction.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah,
cop
yeah.
who was making a bit. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I think I don't remember how this goes, so this one might be wrong and we might about to lose a lot of chips, but this is the one I think it is.
That's fine.
It's either that or the dark card, because why would
Fuck,
it
that
be
looks so
Creek?
cool.
You really think that the datapad found at the scene belonged to Creek?
Technicians confirmed that it was keyed to his fingerprints, so. Yes, I do.
My thing
Oh,
is that,
well.
the dark card. Why would the dark card belong to Creek if it had its fingerprints removed from it? Like, why?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I actually have to hide the UI and take a screenshot really quick.
I love that she was trying to look so cool and immediately ate shit. That's so funny.
However, instead we're going to do dark card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Characterization, Your Honor. The people are claiming that the dark card in the evidence record belonged to the victim, Creek, despite the fact that it has no fingerprints on it either.
What?
Now we get Morgenstein.
Oh, it's so good too.
Oh, I love it.
The game is
I hate
so
her.
Cool. The game's so cool. I hate her to death though.
Oh, that's the good shit right there.
Man, I miss Ace Attorney. I'm so happy we have Of the Devil.
I know.
I'm so happy that that they're like, damn, we miss Ace Attorney and also Danganronpa. What if we just made Ace Attorney Danganronpa? It turns out it's good as fuck.
I like
Crazy.
that. I like how you say I miss Ace Attorney when we have an Ace Attorney game we're actively playing that none of us have experienced.
Yeah,
I know,
that,
but
that
it's not
game's
the
like
same.
13. That game's like 13 years
I know.
old. It doesn't count.
I
And
know.
also, it doesn't have courtroom shit. I need my
I know, but
courtroom shit
we're gonna get to great Ace Attorney soon.
someday in our life. Fuck yeah.
If that dark card had belonged to Creek, he would have had to insert it into his datapad with his teeth.
You silly bitch.
Ugh. So, wait, who did the dark card belong to?
Perhaps a customer who didn't like his prices.
A disgruntled customer could have wiped their prints off the card to hide the fact that they were never there.
That's absurd. If a customer brought that dark card with them to the crime scene, why the hell wouldn't they take it with them when they left?
I think I had the classic Ace Attorney thing of getting to a thing before Morgan
You
does.
got ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
It was stuck in the datapad.
They could have pulled a little harder. They could have taken the data pad with them.
Not alive. I actually have to down the OBS volume a little bit more because this song, even at 30% volume, is yellow lining my feed and coming in as loud as anyone on mic. Granted, appropriate because it's an extremely good song.
It's a banger for sure.
Yeah, it's a banger. We're doing our pursuit moment here. Who would leave behind something that valuable?
Well, the card is worthless to everyone but its owner.
To whom it could be priceless. Why would they choose to leave it behind?
The answer to that is simple. If I'm honest, we're discussing the possibility of a deal gone south. What could cause that in the first place?
Aggressive negotiating tactics?
I like this. A Compass Arisen in chat. I love how Of the Devil is more about getting a good score in court over having trust in the truth being victory opposed to, you know, Ace Attorney or Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Or a customer who couldn't pay.
What are you? This customer can afford a dark card.
And yet, they couldn't pay.
Oh, hold on. You're trying to say that all these deaths, all this carnage, you think it's all because their card got declined?
Hard to live down that kind of faux pas.
Murdering 4 or 5 people in order to skip paying your bill is pretty aggressive.
Hello,
But if you
zombie
need your
emblem.
fix,
Sorry. I thought the line was over because I looked down at chat.
It's
I
fine.
apologize. Hello, zombie emblem. Welcome, first-time chatter. Thank you for coming to our stream of the Devil
Welcome.
episode 2, part 3.
was there any indication that contraband was taken from the scene of the crime?
Yes, there wasn't contraband there, so obviously it was taken.
Your
I'm
Honor,
good
that
at lawyering.
that is difficult to say. Without knowing their inventory before the crime occurred, we cannot rule out that possibility.
That's like when you get like a DoorDash and like something's missing and they're like
Mhm.
prove take a picture of your thing to prove something's missing and I'm like it's not
I
there.
don't have it.
I
I don't have it.
I can take a picture of nothing.
I actually had a funny instance with that recently where I was like, I got an order from DoorDash. I'm like, oh fuck, I got some like Thai tea with something, right? And like, oh fuck, they forgot the Thai tea. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to send this picture off to like get my partial refund. And then like literally as I did, the person knocked on the door like, by the way, is this yours? I
That's
forgot it in my car. I'm sorry. That was a little lackluster of a pushback. Is she really that thrown off by this witness playing hooky?
Well, I need to do this because I love spending time with you all and having a physical body and being ensouled. But it does seem like I have to declare a recess while we wait.
Earlier
Is
when you were
80
like, damn, I hate that 80 can only be around for court, I had to like bite my tongue because I remember when she's like, oh man, I love being with you all and having a soul, but unfortunately we
Yeah.
have to take a recess,
80.
so I have to go directly to oblivion for a little while.
80 84 and the doctor just shaking hands in solidarity.
Yeah.
I think they should. I think ending of the Devil, they should let 8084 just like go run wild and free as a 12-foot
I
tall
agree.
bombshell.
They should give her a mobile emitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, by the way, you know, Sarah's working that job now, and I thought I could be your sidekick.
By the way, I want to point out a crazy thing that I just realized that in between episode 1 and episode 2 of the Devil, I consumed the entirety of Star Trek.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everything
normal
I had
things to do
watched
in
up
here.
to that point.
Between episode, look, Ben, you may say that like it's impressive, but between episode 1 and episode 2 of the Devil, its writer consumed the entirety of Umineko, which is about 160 hours long.
It takes about the same amount of time.
Yeah, to watch 21 seasons of Star Trek.
Yeah.
And read all of Umineko no Nako Koroni. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Perfectly reasonable, Your Honor.
That's the most romantic thing I've ever heard.
What?
Court is now in recess. So, Araya Holdings is not part of House Icaria?
No, it is.
Actually, just in case, because I don't remember how much more court is left today, I am going to save in this scene.
That's fair.
Good
Because
call.
we are not technically in court since we were taking a recess.
Right.
Wait, did this do it? Yes, it did. It's just it's the same background, so I got confused.
Mhm.
Right.
House Icaria is composed of the literal Icaria family, the Icaria Financial Group, and Araya Holdings. But each of those parts is a separate identity from the others.
That is very confusing.
No, it's... Well, yes, it can be confusing, but it protects us.
Protects the IFG?
No, protects the house from itself.
So if everyone in the Icaria family was a member of the IFG, and the IFG was called the Icaria family, that'd be much simpler.
I know it would be simpler, but that's...
Who the hell is this guy to keep Rockford waiting?
Are you addressing your question to me? I've never met the man.
Well, he's met you, smacked you upside the head, and cuffed you.
If you say so. I told you I don't remember anything after I walked out of that holding room.
Chime in at any time.
Apologies, Adnai. I was just trying to answer your question. Who the hell is Officer Rogers?
You find his socials or something?
I found a news story attached to a live feed. He's shaking hands with some men at the top of some stairs.
Right now? What's the headline?
City council members thank heroic officer for his service.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
How can it?
Emma's outranked. If the politicians decided now was the time to do photo ops, she doesn't have the pull to go against them.
Are Officer Chopin's parents there?
Yes, both of his fathers were present.
Adoptive fathers.
Are you trying to make me feel better? Adoptive or not, they are his parents, and their pain is real.
Of course. But that pain would be equally real if they weren't expressing it in front of those cameras, don't you think? If you're feeling guilty, Sosuke, please get it out of your system before the trial resumes.
I don't feel guilty. Even if I did kill that officer, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. But that doesn't make it right.
Taking a life?
Parents having to outlive their children.
And here I thought you'd be all about filial piety. You telling me you wouldn't take a bullet for your patriarch, Daisuke?
Of course I would!
And force him to outlive his son? How could you?
Adopted son, from a branch family.
Do I need to point out how badly you're contradicting yourself?
Daisuke Icaria could have let me waste away when the rest of the Hayakawa branch was killed.
Now we have a brief BRB for ads. It'll be over in like
Oh, okay.
45 seconds, so no need to go anywhere. But I'll put up the BRB screen so people know. And because I like seeing it.
I like seeing the BRB
It's a
screen
good
too.
screen.
It's cute, okay?
I feel like this... I think the second half of the court sequence is shorter, but I'm not sure. We'll see.
Well, I don't
Worst
think
case
we'll get
scenario,
into it
if we have
tonight.
to tap out in the middle of the... I mean, it is already 11.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think we
we'll
should
get
probably-
to where it starts, and then we'll come
When-
back next time.
Yeah, whenever it starts looking like we're actually going to walk into the courtroom.
Yeah, we'll know
Before
what it
we
will,
lose
because
the
it'll do,
ability to
it'll do
save.
like a fade to black or whatever.
Yeah, before we lose the ability to save.
Yeah.
Because you can't save in the courtroom, right?
Yeah, but I mean, worst case scenario, I can just, like, next time reload from where we save and just fast forward through a couple of lines. Oh, that's the intro. That's the sign off. Not yet. And we're back from our last ad break of the night. Honestly, we're probably not going to go too much longer because we're going to I don't remember how long the next court sequence is, and people have to work tomorrow. So let's continue. I think Ben read that line.
Yeah, I did. Instead, he placed me at the right hand of power, seat of honor.
A subservient seat.
All seats are subservient.
Not the one at the top.
I didn't know the rest of your birth family died, Sasuke.
Retaliation for the fall of the leaves.
Quite the dignified way to refer to the Ikaria killing all those blue bloods 30 years ago. Anyway, it was my understanding that was a complete and total victory. The kind that left the blue bloods incapable of counterattacking.
Very nearly so.
Do you disapprove of what happened 30 years ago, Sasuke?
Of course not. The barbarity of the house's enemies left it with no other choice but to act.
No way out, huh? By the way, I was asked to pass along a message to you. If you're given a way out, take it.
Who told you that?
I mean, we know who said it, but
Yeah.
Do we want to
Tell
say who
him.
said it? Because she said
We
to say
wanna
that
lie.
Makoto said it.
Oh, that's right.
But
Yeah,
also,
that's
like,
Makoto.
she did tell us to say that, but also, you know, we don't have to listen
Well-
to her.
Well, here's the thing: is that Morgan's not honest.
That's
Generally
fair.
not.
Generally speaking.
Like,
So
if
she's
this-
been, if she's been told to lie, why should she stop lying?
That's right.
The thing is, like, if this were like Edgeworth or Phoenix, I would be honest about it. But we're not. We're playing Morgan, who's good at lying.
So what's everyone's votes here?
I
Makoto.
guess Makoto.
I
It's
hear
up to
two.
you, Saturn.
I hear two for Makoto. Makoto, of course.
You're a good liar.
Eh,
I did pass the bar.
I'm not criticizing you, not exactly. You just need to know more about your Mark's relationships before making that kind of claim. Makoto would never say such a thing.
Not even if presented as a tactical retreat? How's this, then? I got the distinct impression that I wasn't supposed to say.
You may be right about that. Forget I asked. There's only so many members of the house who would want me to.
See?
Now that's you.
That's
Oh.
you. You
Oh
got
my
us
God,
mixed up
I
today.
did the reverse, where I was like, oh, this is Sarah line. It's because Sarah's expression changed, and I didn't
Yeah,
read
no,
the
I-
thing.
Yeah, I
Get
get
that,
you.
though.
So did that message mean anything to you?
I'm not sure.
You're a terrifically helpful client, you know that?
There's something you should know about me, Morgan. About the Hound of Ikaria. I didn't earn that title as a bodyguard or a head of security. And I didn't learn how to kill in the military. The Hound of Ikaria is the house's personal assassin.
Oh. So do you want to like get drinks about it, or
So we can talk about like killing people together or something?
what happened to the House of Ikaria being refined?
There's only one of them.
Elevated above their criminal past.
The house is elevated. That status has granted it more enemies than ever. Enemies that need to be taken out silently, but undeniably.
Undeniably.
What I do is send messages. They need to be received by the right people, and they need to know who it's from.
You kill so that the other houses in the nobility know it was the Hound?
But can't prove that House Icaria was responsible. Their own pride over being able to handle things internally, and their humiliation at being outplayed ensures the deaths stay out of the papers.
So the entire police force can descend on a jaywalker caught by a reflection off a dash cam, but the nobility gets to wave off the surveillance state with a perfumed handkerchief, flaunting how the rules don't apply to them. Like I thought, a very pure expression of power. So all that talk of you being Makoto's head of security, that was all...
All true. I have been, Makoto's head of security for the past year.
Did your courier business dry up?
Circumstances around Makoto had changed. I was asked to step in and fill a role.
And what you said about guarding the previous heir? Waving your katana around as soon as you could walk?
Circumstances were different then, too.
Why tell me now?
Because now I've seen her. I don't think Rockford will have missed it.
No, why didn't you tell me yesterday? The first time we met? When I could have actually prepared for this? Clearly you've got some deeply held desire to rot in prison since you won't help me win this case. But what happened in the last 5 minutes that you've suddenly got cold feet?
Adonai.
Yesterday, I thought you were just some outsider in over their head who would surely drown if they knew what they were defending. Today, I think you're an outsider in over their head who could stay afloat with a lifeline.
Thanks for the heads up. The 5 minutes notice really comes in handy when your client asks you to catch a bullet. Excuse me.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too, Sarah.
This is kind of the devil's theme of sad.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I can't imagine Oh, go ahead, Sarah.
No, nothing. I'm making up jokes.
I can't imagine you're pleased to be defending a self-confessed killer.
I don't know what you went through when you were a soldier. And I have no idea what you've gone through as an assassin. Yesterday, Adonai suggested I shouldn't speak about those kinds of things since I have no experience in them. I don't know if she's right about that. But soldiers and assassins do exist in this world. And they are still people. And I think I would be sad if I couldn't talk to any of them. On a related note, could you catch a bullet, Sasuke Ikaria?
No, Sarah.
But you're a cybernetically enhanced martial artist.
Bullets are very fast.
That is true.
I could probably catch an arrow if I knew it was coming.
Tell me more!
Oh,
Gonna
it's so
save real
good.
quick in case we're about to immediately cut back into court.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a fade to black, so I'm assuming so.
Yep.
Yep.
Hold on. Let's see. Okay.
Courtroom.
Yes.
Good catch.
So, I'm gonna just leave this open for a minute as I go to OBS to transition scene to the sign off. We're going to stop there for tonight.
That's a damn shame.
I hope to God we will be back sooner than we were between parts 2 and 3.
No. We'll be
No.
back next week. Yes.
For
Yes,
sure.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look,
what-
next
Plus,
week is a lot of catch up for us.
We had a lot of unreschedulable things come up between this time and last. So we are going to, we are planning to. We don't know what day exactly yet because we don't really know our availabilities for things until like the weekend, basically. But we are going to return sooner rather than later. I reckon we're probably. I feel like we've probably got it's 2 or 3. I'm not sure if it could be 2. I think it's more likely 3 left.
Is there another investigation sequence after this?
Yes.
Okay. So
it's probably going to be 3. I feel like it's going to be that we finish court and start the next investigation next time. And then probably end up having a split investigation and court scene and then a court scene, I think.
Sounds
and
about right.
And if we do 3, that also means that we'll have time to maybe go over some of the extras at the end if things work out. So I think we're probably going to split it like that. But thank you everybody for coming. We'll be back with more of this soon. I may or may not stream things between now and then. Honestly, I've been trying to stay focused on keeping my brain space for Horsey's project, which you'll learn more about sooner rather than later. So I'm probably not going to make a ton of time for other streaming. In the meantime, besides Horsey's project, which I don't have anything to tell you about yet, if you haven't played my visual novel that I wrote with a bunch of my friends for a jam late last year, there will be a link to it in the description of the VOD, and you should go check it out because it's good, and I worked really hard on it.
I like it a lot.
And we get so many reviews that are specifically either ending in brackets ending that Saturn wrote was extremely sexy and or ending that Saturn wrote made me want to throw up, which is an endorsement.
That's right, baby.
If that sounds cool to you, you should check that out, and then also see what my friends wrote in that also, because they also made some extremely sick shit. So like me on. All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.